Yo, Ed, stop.
We alive.
I said I'll be right back. Fuck. Alright. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Co-op Podcast. This is episode 77. Of course, I'm your host, Edward V. here. JJ couldn't make it, so I'm filling in for today. But joining me today, we have a all-black panel here. I thought that was worth mentioning. Alright, shut your damn mic up. But joining me here, we got the usual band of suspects here. We got Richard Bailey, editor-in-chief of thecoalition.com.
Yeah, what's up, viewers? It's going to be a very, very heated show today, so stay tuned.
Yep. And we have Gary Swaby here.
Yo, what's up? Good to be back on another co-op. E3 is getting real close now, so things are definitely heating up. Looking forward to the show.
Definitely can't wait. We're like a week away pretty much. And then we have some special guests. They've been joining us for the last couple of weeks. So we love having them. They love coming here, so we got them again. We have Icon here.
Yo, what up, bro? Yo, let me tell you something. It ain't no more special guests, man. We family now. You heard? That's what we do.
All right, we'll keep them as special guests. And we also got Ruthless Kid. Ruthless, give it to him once.
Yo, I'm back again. I'm here to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So God help me. And that's all you're getting out here, people. I keep it real. Xbox.
Alright, and with that being said, let's get into some gaming, what we've been playing. I know we've been all playing, well, most of us here have been playing Watchdogs, but let's hold off on that. Is there anything anyone else has been playing other than Watchdogs?
I played Wolf Among Us last night, episode 4. That was really good. Like, if you've been, following the series, like, that episode was really good. And I believe episode 5 is the last one, right?
I would assume so.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, yes, it's getting real intense. I recommend everyone who hasn't played that one yet to go play it.
Now,
go ahead.
I was going to say, quick question. The Wolf Among Us and Season 2 of The Walking Dead are kind of going on at the same time. Which episodes do you guys look forward to most? Because I really haven't been playing either of these. Well, which ones do you guys anticipate more?
Well, we had this conversation with Charles yesterday. Shouts to him, Charles Profex. Me personally, at the moment, I kind of like Walking Dead just because I'm taken by surprise by it. Every episode. Walking Dead is good too because it's got more development behind it. Like, the characters have been developed for 2 seasons now, basically. So, you've got more of an attachment to the characters in there. So that's what really makes Walking Dead great. It's a tough choice choosing between them, which one I like best or whatever. But right now, Wolf Among Us has my attention.
I'd like to answer that question as well, and I would just say I also finished Wolf Among Us earlier today before this show, and yeah, it was great. But if I'm going to compare that and Walking Dead right now, I'm even more excited for Walking Dead because of the last episode and how it ended. Now it's just uncertainty from here on out. Whereas with Wolf Among Us, well, you know who the villain is now, so I think you have an idea of how, you have a general idea of how it might end, but, still Walking Dead, I give that the nod.
All right. Anything you wanted to say about the Wolf Among Us, Rich? I know you played it too.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, I saw a couple people reviewed this, gave it some pretty low scores, and I didn't understand that decision. They have to push the story forward. I think there was a lot of one very intense scene in the game, which I'm not going to spoil for anybody, but it's just that was excellent. and then to finally see the payoff of where all this is headed towards, where you have a general idea of who the villain is. I think that was good. Everybody was waiting for that. So now it'll be interesting to see what comes next. I mean, I don't know what Gary's final decision was or the decisions he made, but perhaps we'll talk about that again in the future in regards to how the season ends, episodes 4 and 5.
All right. Other than that, I know you've also been playing Wolfenstein: The New Order. You reviewed that on the site, so everybody check that review out. But go ahead and give us the clip notes on that game. I hear it's not that bad.
Only got one thing to say. Wolf Among Us, I meant to say Wolfenstein: The New Order. That game far exceeded all of my expectations for it. I had a chance to play it at PAX East. It was awesome. The first 3 levels, very good. It seemed promising then. Then when I actually jumped into the game, it's like, okay, yeah, this is a lot more to it. The campaign is pretty lengthy. Of course, they have the serious subject matter because they're taking the whole dynamic of if the Nazis won World War II and took over everything, and pretty much they handled that very well throughout. You get to see the seriousness of what they do to people, stuff like that, and that will make you want to kill even more Nazis. But overall, it's great. You know, it is a old school type of shooter because you have the same dynamics as BioShock Infinite, where you have to, go over an object or look at where an object is at to pick it up. Those type of things. Some people might be annoyed by that, but I have a problem with that. The environments, I mean, everything was great about it. The only issues I had with it is that I felt they could have pushed, really showed how, terrifying everything was outside of the battlefield itself. Because, they have these things where you're listening to music from, like, music has changed because the Nazis took over, all that other stuff that is in American pop culture is completely changed, but they didn't really push that as far as they needed to push it. That's my only real complaint. And of course, it's no multiplayer. And one thing about that game is the weapons are really cool, really responsive. So it kind of sucks that you can't really use those weapons outside of the single player campaign. But aside from all that, I stand by it. Excellent game. Anybody who's a shooter fan, they need to pick up that game and play it as soon as possible.
All right. I know Icon had it. Icon, you want to speak on Wolfenstein, bro? All right, then. Uh, he has a picture of Wolfenstein. He ain't saying shit. All right, but Ruthless. Yeah, let's go.
Yo, it's fire, son. It really caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying? And I bought it for Xbox One because I want to show Ruthless Kid that I ain't no fanboy like him. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I got a really deep story. Like the actual character, it just captures you. You know what I'm saying? I had to put it up sometime. Like, yo, this is really devouring all my time right now. It's a really dope game, yo. Real sleeper. Really dope game, man. Matter of fact,
All
I'm about to play it
right,
right now.
all right. Ruthless, I know you got Tomb Raider the Definitive Edition.
Yo, Tomb Raider is amazing on the next gen consoles. If anyone has it, right, I recommend you get it on next gen. Whether you got a PS4, Xbox One, make sure you get it because the Definitive Edition is amazing. It completely blew my mind, and the story is great. And they've really redesigned Lara, and if you see the comparison between last gen and this gen, you really need to get it. Like, even if you bought it for last gen. And all I can say, and in response to you guys saying Wolfenstein is good, I've heard great reviews about it, and I heard that most of all, it's the characters that make the game. So yeah, I'm looking to get that, even though I haven't got it because I've been playing Titanfall and Tomb Raider. But yeah, I should be getting Watchdogs soon, hopefully. But I ain't heard good reviews about that. But yeah, man, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. I can't wait for the second one. Hopefully, E3 Xbox stage. You know what I mean?
All right. And then joining us now, he just got in the
Yeah,
room in the chat.
Joe,
We got what is it, Tomb Raider?
yeah.
Man, you know what? As far as Joe Killer goes, if he ain't in this Chat, don't even mention them.
I say no more.
With that being said, Michael A just joined. Yeah, Michael A just joined us. So what's up, Mike? Unmute yourself, bro. Alright, he don't want to say shit either. Fucking up my show. Alright, but anyways, I guess we've all been playing.
Yeah, no, that was my fault. I had it muted. I was sitting there talking. I'm like, how can they not hear me? And I didn't realize that uh, the Google Plus thing was muted. My fault. What's up, Ed? What's up, everyone?
So I haven't caught up with you in a minute. Are you still not in current gen technically?
Well, I'm literally going to get my Xbox One. I was gonna get it today, but I had an interview, so I
So
just
you're
didn't.
not waiting till June 9th?
No, I'm getting it. I want the Connect. I'm not against the Connect. I just was getting. I was just waiting because I figured I had to get my priorities straight, job hunting, and I'm trying to move out west. So, but I got tired of waiting. There's too many games I want to play, and there's too many games coming out. Especially after seeing Quantum Break, I'm like, yeah, I need to get this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dive right in.
Alright, well, one of the games you may or may not want to get is Watchdogs, which finally came out after a bunch of delays. I know I have it, Rich has it. Gary, I think you have it too, right?
I've got a whole nother rant about that, but yeah.
Oh, right. And I'm pretty sure Icon has it because he owns everything. But Rich, let me know about Watchdogs. Is it, is it
Oh.
everything you anticipated?
That right there is the wrong question to ask me. No, it is not. Well, let me start out and say this. We went to E3 last year. We went to PAX this year. At no point, any time when this game was announced, did we ever see a playable build of it on the floor. And when I see the finished product, I see exactly why that is now. Now, I can give Ubisoft credit for creating a new IP, trying something new and daring. However, this game is there are a lot of issues with this game that makes it a huge problem. Now, you know that this game was supposed to come out last year. What you may not know is that they said they delayed it to polish, quote unquote polish. But in actuality, it's a little bit deeper than that because Grand Theft Auto 5 was out at the time. Everybody knows the Grand Theft Auto 5, that is at the top of the list as far as these open world games are concerned. So it's very hard to play something like this after playing Grand Theft Auto 5 because they just knocked that game out the ballpark in so many ways. So let me give you a very quick rundown of why Watch Dogs fails to impress. Okay, the presentation looks absolutely horrible. Now, understand that you can talk about the graphics, but anyone who saw that demo that was in 2012, at E3 2012, the game looks absolutely nothing like that anymore. I had the game on PlayStation 4. Graphics look terrible. I've seen videos for the other systems, but I have not played it yet, so I cannot fully tell you it looks bad on other systems, although I also heard PC looks bad too. So maybe not quite as polished. It's definitely not as polished as Grand Theft Auto 5. Obviously not. Okay, that's one problem. The driving mechanics in the game are horrible. Once again, you appreciate little stuff like this in other games when you see them, because this game is just like you get into a car, you're driving, let's say you get into a car accident. The sound is so horrible when you hit another car, it's like, really? It's just not believable at all, in any way, shape, or form. And cars are not really powerful or anything like that. They're pretty much, you driving through a city or whatever. It's not really anything that really makes it stand out or feel like it's like, okay, this is great. If you're having a game, you're going to have driving in it, you got to make sure the driving is on point. In this case, and it's not on point. Okay? The main character of the game, not really a character that I care for, and you're not really pulled into that character to a point where you want to care about him. He's pretty emotionless, not really has really no real actions or emotions that he's showing. I played a lot of games in the past where the characters, you didn't like the main character. This game, though, it's like, I don't know. I'm very, very annoyed by it. I just did not like the character at all. That is something that others may debate, but whatever. A little repetitive as far as the crime prevention missions, like when you're able to investigate and you see that somebody is about to commit a crime. That stuff gets very repetitive very quickly because sometimes it'll be somebody's having a conversation, like a text conversation, that leads into them wanting to go after somebody. Like, take, for example, there's a couple that's getting splitting, and one guy doesn't want it to end, so he's going to now go after the girl and kill her or whatever. That happens all too often. So that's pretty annoying. Rounding out the last thing, once again, the game just doesn't look polished at all. One thing that I didn't like about Ubisoft games, such as Assassin's Creed, I don't like the missions where you have to tail people. There's a lot of that in this game. So I'm surprised they're still doing that now when they know a lot of people, because if you fail the mission, that's it. It's over. But they're still doing that, and it's still horrible. It's like everything about this game, if you play a game like Assassin's Creed 1, you can say, well, it's expected that this is not going to be quite as good because this is the first game they're making in the series, obviously. But the thing is, with Assassin's Creed, everything about Assassin's Creed is in this game. When you had to go on top of those buildings to open up viewpoints of the whole city, this is in this game too, except for its CTOS towers that you have to activate, go on top of and activate to, access the whole city and get people's data and stuff like that. So I will say the game is very overhyped. It is overhyped to a huge degree. Some people may like it. That's fine. That's fine if you like it. But there's some things about this game you're going to say, all right, there's some problems with this game. It's definitely not a game that I would say will be a Game of the Year contender. But I mean, I don't know what else is coming out but I'm pretty sure it won't be a Game of the Year. But aside from that, it's just so far pretty disappointing, pretty lackluster. But I mean, if you like open world games, well, you may disagree completely and you may like it. But in my honest opinion, Grand Theft Auto 5, I never thought Grand Theft Auto 5 was a game that deserved a perfect score until I played this game. And that says a lot about this game and how much they need to improve, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, right before this show started, I was playing Watchdogs. I just literally got it. I played like an hour, like 2 missions. I mean, my opinions aren't as strong as yours because obviously I haven't spent that much time with it. But so far, it's all right. I mean, I can definitely understand what you mean as far as it not being polished. It definitely does not look as great as we've seen it in the past. I mean, if you ask me, Grand Theft Auto 5 looks better than this shit, but
Yeah.
I think it's still okay. I like the new. I like it is a new IP and it's doing kind of different things with the whole hacking and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I can't hate on it just yet. But so far, it's okay. I mean, it's kind of like mid-level. I mean, maybe after those delays, I kind of adjusted my expectations, and I was always skeptical about this game, which, I just always thought it was weird that we didn't play it last year at E3. Nobody played it at Gamescom, and pretty much nobody had ever played the fucking game at any of these events. So I think I always had my expectation at a base level. I wasn't overhyped or nothing for it. So maybe that's why I kind of enjoy it a little bit for now. But yeah, I mean, it's all right. I know Icon. We see him playing the game right now. I don't know if he wants to say some few words. Icon.
I mean, I like it, bro. Like, I think Rich being kind of harsh on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta give it some time to soak in. You can't really analyze a game in like a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Maybe his expectations was that high for it that he's disappointed in it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you got a girl and she cheat on you, you kind of like flip out, like, yo, I hate you. And, you know what I'm saying? So maybe
I mean, only you would know
it
about
live up
that
to
one.
his expectations. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So You know what I'm saying? But
Hey,
I
what?
mean, I like it. I mean, you know, comparisons with the, you know, the Grand Theft Auto 5s and all that. Yeah, because it's an open world game, but this concept is totally different. You know what I'm saying? I like it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, chase or even the cops chasing you, and you know you're trying to get away from them. It's cool. I like it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, my first hack that I had to hack somebody's phone. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of cool. Like I was hacking his phone. He was trying to search for me, and I got to I think about 97%, and he found me. You know what I'm saying? But he was on foot. I wasn't on him. You know, it was cool. Just that intensity was cool. I liked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got a question,
So I
man,
mean,
because
that's what I
like
get
here's
from it.
my story. Yeah, I got a question. Here's my story. Amazon screwed me because I pre-ordered the game last week, Tuesday. I was supposed to get it this Tuesday, and it still hasn't arrived yet. I hit Amazon up. They extended my Prime membership by 1 month, and they said if it doesn't come by the 30th, let them know, and then they'll do something about it. So yeah, I basically haven't got the game yet, but I really want to know like how deep is the hacking theme? Like, is it
What?
utilized really well
What?
throughout the game?
I can answer that, Swift. Let me tell you, the hacking could be very, very, very detailed. You know what I'm saying? For example, you know, what I mean, your shipment probably got hacked. That's probably why you ain't get it yet. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
nah, but it's cool. Like you can hack like almost anything. Like you can unlock hacks. You know what I mean? That's the cool part about it. That makes you want to play it even more because the more you upgrade, you know what I'm saying, is the more you can hack. You know what I mean? That's it. I like it. It's cool. Like I was hacking I guess the security officers or whoever they are, the guards or whatever, I was hacking them and I made like their grenades explode on it. You know what I mean? Like things like that was cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different aspect of an open world game. You know what I mean? So I really like the idea that they had, but I honestly think when the whole story was done for them, it couldn't fit on the disc, so they had to backtrack and take out a whole lot of things out of the game. You know what I mean?
All right.
I mean, I can add to that. I don't want to interrupt or anything like that. I got lucky. My friend Jeremy, he has the game on PS4, but he got a free copy. I don't know what he did on PC, or his graphics card or something. They just gave him a free copy, so he doesn't play it on PS4. He only plays on PC, which is funny because the PC's having a lot of issues right now, from what I'm hearing. But he's been getting through it. So I got to play the PS4 version. I've played for about 6, 7 hours. Um, to me personally, I like the game, but I wasn't really hyped up. Like Icon said, I don't really get hyped for games before they come out. I mean, I look at it and say, okay, this is a game with potential, but like, I didn't think Watchdogs was going to be as great as everyone was saying, and that's probably fortunate for me because it's better than I thought it would be, a lot better actually, and mainly I would say that's because of the hacking. Um, the hacking kind of changed. You can't play this game like you would play other open world games. Like you can't just kill people or run away from them because of the hacking. Like it literally makes you use your environment around you in a way that no other game does. And not even just in static environment. We're talking dynamic environment elements. So like he said, like if a guard pulls out a grenade, you can hack that grenade. You can pretty much hack almost anything you can think of. Um, I'm from Chicago, as you guys know, so like the parts of Chicago they show, especially downtown, are very well implemented. You can hack the bridges when you're crossing over them. You can hack train doors to hop on a train and then close the doors and escape someone safely. Stuff like that. Like it's really well implemented and whatnot. But I do agree with Icon where I do see things where I'm like they could have gone a little bit further with the hacking. They could have done a little bit more, and perhaps as crazy as it's going to sound, like the game probably could have used more time. I mean, I think that's the case with any video game. But obviously, they couldn't afford to delay it again. People were going crazy already about it. So, I mean, about the graphics, I agree with Rich. I don't think it's the most gorgeous looking game in the world, but it's by no means ugly when you take into account what they've done. Like There's lots of NPCs walking the street. There's lots of detail there, and like I said, the city is very well modeled. Uh, it's just mainly that for some reason, like this game just doesn't look as good as it did in that original trailer that they showed, and I think that's what a lot of people are upset about. It just doesn't look as good as it used to. It looked as good as it did in the E3 trailer. So, but other than that, I don't really have much complaints. I would say pick it up and try it. The online will definitely set this apart from any other open world game. But if you're going to compare it to a GTA, which I don't even think you should be compared to GTA, the game plays more like a hybrid of Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell to me. But yeah, if you compare it to GTA, yeah, it'll probably fall a bit short. I don't know. Who's
It's
calling?
good. It was good to hear like two more opinions on that because now I'm looking forward to definitely trying it out once it gets here, if it gets here. So
Breaking news,
Hey.
guys.
Yo, I can add to that.
Nah. Hey,
Breaking-
Rufus, what?
He said, no. Wow.
Breaking news.
What?
Breaking news, guys. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys
Yes.
still hear me?
Yes. What?
Yo, former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer has submitted the winning bid of £2 billion for the Los Angeles Clippers. So what does that mean?
Is that
For
real? Did that just
Microsoft.
happen?
Yeah, that is real.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that. Good stuff.
I would like to ask a question. How does that in any way related to Watchdogs?
Because it is not a hack. It is not a hack. And what does it mean?
What?
Think what this means for Xbox and Microsoft.
It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
He
for
left
them.
Microsoft. What the
that-
fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to
but-
say he's not in Microsoft anymore. It means
but-
nothing for Microsoft.
but yes, it does because he has a relationship with Microsoft. So some Clippers deal going on. You know what I mean? With Microsoft.
So what? They'll make a basketball game where you could only play as the Clippers? Like, how does that benefit?
No, but I mean sponsorship, bigger picture. You know what I mean? Advertising. Come on now. Chris Paul endorsing Microsoft product. Come
So
on.
you're saying there's gonna be a team called the LA Xbox?
Never. No, apparently.
Oh, that would be so bad. Oh,
Apparently,
man.
he wants to bring the team back to Seattle, but you never know. There could be some. Don't you know what? Don't come back to me. Come back to me in a year's time or 2 years' time and say to me, Kieran, you was right. Where now that they're partnering up with Xbox, and that's the breaking.
But they're not partnering up with Xbox.
They
The guy who
might.
owns
They
them-
might. That's why I said in like 2 years' time, you'll come back and say, I was right.
Yo, but seriously though, what I was gonna say is like Watchdogs is kind of like, you could look at it like
Yo.
you could look at it as like Infamous 1. You know what I'm saying? Where it was something new, it was fresh, it was good. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't all of that. But it was good though. You know what I'm saying? It held you. You know what I'm saying? So when Infamous 2 dropped, now everybody was like, yeah, this is dope. So maybe Watch Dogs 2 is gonna be that game. You know what I mean? And Watch Dogs 1 was just getting their feet wet. You see what I'm saying?
I agree 100% with that. I will hope that that's what the plan is.
Because you gotta think, Rich. You put up $1 billion franchise against a franchise that's fresh in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Like the Clippers.
What?
What you need the Clippers for your head. Look at your head, man. You need Clippers for your head. Talking about Clippers. Anyway, though, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Grand Theft Auto been out for decades, man. You know what I'm saying? So to put that against Watch Dogs just been out 3-4 days now, I don't think it's fair. You know what I'm saying? So give it some time, bro. Give it some time to grow.
Quick question. Why is, like, I mean, and it's not just you guys. I've heard other people doing this as well. Why do you think this game is getting compared so much to GTA? As if, like, GTA is the only open world game out there. Like, why isn't there any comparisons to games like Sleeping Dogs? Which I think actually does a better job establishing an environment than GTA did.
I think GTA is more fresh in people's minds because it just came out, and from what I'm hearing, when you play Watch Dogs, if you've already played GTA 5, like it really makes clear, like how good a job they did in GTA 5.
Yes.
As effects, and everything else. So I think
Um,
that's why the comparisons keep coming up because it's just more fresh in people.
yeah, I just want to add that that's exactly what it is. It's all the details that they had in GTA that that's why it stands out. Simple things as you get into a car in GTA. If you're in a car chase, you people are shooting at you. You can shoot back. You can't shoot back in this game,
Yeah,
but
you
they can
can't.
shoot you. See, stuff like
But
that is
do you think that
problematic.
that do you think that's the shooting? Because I mean, that I noticed that too. Do you think that that was something that was like the result of just laziness on their part, or a timetable, or do you think that that was intentional? I almost think that that's intentional because certain game modes wouldn't work if you could shoot and drive in Watch Dogs.
Well,
I
What,
mean,
what,
they probably wanted you to use all that hacking stuff because I know you can use,
yeah, you
hacks
can
to
do
like
that.
stop cars and all that bullshit.
yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
ask.
That's
Like
exactly.
hacking to stop the car or something, or like obstruct it or something like that.
I mean, that's what
Yeah,
you're supposed to be doing basically when you're chasing after someone. You're supposed to use the environment in front of them to stop them, or at least kind of like lead them into an area where it's easier for you to catch up to them. But I did note it was kind of like I maybe, and I guess it is coming because we just played GTA. That was one of the first things I tried to do was shoot someone while driving. I was like, why can't I do this? This is kind of stupid. But then as I played the game more, I started to realize, oh well, shooting isn't really like I almost think that they don't really want you shooting people in this game. Honestly, they should have. It's like they put so many stealth elements in this game that they pretty much should have ran with that and just said that yeah, Aiden's supposed to be more of a stealthy guy
yeah.
because when you try and play it guns to the wall, yeah, I can see what you're talking about. That it's clearly it shows this lack of polish when you try and really just go crazy shooting people. It doesn't work as well as GTA, which is funny to me because GTA shooting was not great either, but it's better than Watch Dogs, I'd say.
All right. With that being said, that's our opinions and thoughts on Watch Dogs. We can move on now to some news. I'm just gonna go. I don't know why you write the news like out of order. I like to go from oldest to newest.
Ah,
So, so I guess something that happened earlier this week, or I think it happened late last week. The Order 1886 was delayed to 2015. So this pretty much, as of now, it leaves PlayStation 4 without a huge, AAA title. So I'm kind of curious. Um, Gary, what do you think? Well, I mean, what's going to be the killer game for PlayStation 4 now that they don't have the Order 1886?
Um, I think it's going to be Drive Club, and I mean we have to wait till E3 to find out.
Whoa, whoa. Why is everyone laughing? I mean,
Because Drive Club sucks ass.
oh my god.
this is before you know what's going to be announced. But yeah, you're absolutely all right on the money. Drive Club is it.
Yeah, I mean that's the only one we know about right now. You know, Drive Club. And I know you guys are probably laughing because you think it's not, a big deal. But I mean, Drive Club does look like a fun game. It's really interactive and stuff. It might not be, it's not supposed to compete with Forza. It's not a sim. It's more of a arcadey, interactive experience that you.
But it's definitely not a strong enough game to lead the pack for this fall.
Well, me
Yeah.
personally, I don't think so, but that's because I'm not really into driving games like that. So I would like, more variety and stuff. But we do have some excellent third-party games coming up. It's just a shame that, and this is the same for both consoles, by the way. They don't really have a great exclusive lineup this fall. So as for what we know right now,
Yeah.
that could change at E3. So.
I just want to say one thing. I agree with that, but with all due respect, I think Overdrive is going to be pretty good. I'm not saying it's going to be amazing, but I think that'll do pretty good for Microsoft.
So that's one game, just like Drive Club. So we need more.
True.
Yeah, but Sunset Overdrive is a game that I think. I mean, I can only give predictions, but I think Sunset Overdrive is definitely more. It's gonna be more popular. Like, just look at the way that game looks, and You know, it's more accessible in a way, in comparison to like Drive Club, which is just another racing game.
I'll take it even step further than that. With Sunset Overdrive, when that game, when they showed the gameplay, GIFs and whatnot online, the first thing you heard from people that didn't even own Xboxes and didn't want to own Xboxes is, why is this game only on Xbox? We want to play it too.
Yes.
So when you see that in a game, that makes that game, that means that game's a system seller because you can only get it on the Xbox. So there's going to be people that don't own Xbox Ones that are like, well, I guess I'm going to have to get it, especially now that they dropped the price or they introduced a lower skewed version, I should say. It's not really a price drop. So I see that as a big deal. Whereas with Drive Club, I don't see Drive Club as a game that's going to sell PlayStation 4s. Now, keep in mind, they don't really need that right now. The PS4 is selling well just because, well, it's the cool thing to buy right now. But on top of that, eventually that's going to die out in a year. After a year, people on PS4's camps going to be like, okay, what am I playing? Like, where are the games at? Like, I bought a PS4 to play Knack. That's not doing it for me. I need something else. And honestly, The Order, I didn't really see The Order as that game either. Because honestly, I mean, for what I've seen, it looks kind of nice, even though the graphics keep kind of changing, so I don't know which one is the real version. But on top of that, it just looks like Gears with a bad shooting mechanic, but amazing graphics. So, I mean, who knows? But, I mean, like you said, E3 is coming up, and you already know there's going to be tons of games coming from Sony. Like, they haven't been quiet this long for no reason. And they know that they can't go into E3 and not announce games that people will be playing within a year. The problem is if they go into E3 and they're announcing games that you're playing in 2016, that's a problem. Because then it's going to be like, why'd you buy a PS4 at launch? So they have to give people a reason to have bought that system at launch. And right
Don't just
now,
lie
honestly,
to people again. You're
what do you
right,
mean?
Michael A. Remember when they announced The Last Guardian for PS3?
Don't even
And
bring that up. Oh, I'm so mad. God
see?
damn.
I mean,
You see? They
I
lie to
don't
their
think it's
people.
fair to like single out Sony. I think both companies are in the same boat right now. Like they both have a serious lack of games, in my opinion.
I'm agreeing with you. Like Microsoft, I mean, after Titanfall dropped, like, what else do they really have coming this year? They got Sunset Overdrive, and that's about it. There's not a lot of diversity or even quantity of first-party titles coming from them that we know of for the rest of the year. But I will give Microsoft this: like they came out the gate with more exclusives than Sony did, which is
Yep.
weird, right?
Are
Because
we playing
Sony is
them
supposed
this
to be
year?
the exclusive console. Wait, what happened, Gary?
Are we playing them this year though?
I mean, people are still playing Forza. Like, I mean, are people still playing Knack?
Yo, are we even playing The Last Guardian? So shut up.
Like, no, I'm not even. No, I'm not even doing it like that. Because I mean, shoot, honestly, there are. I want to play Resoguns on the PS4. I still have. I need to actually play that game. I mean, indies on the PS4. I know people laugh at it, and yeah, you don't buy systems to play indies. But at the same point in time, like that is a definite plus to have. Like your system's going to be better off with indies than without. Why do you think Microsoft has now turned their card over on that and they have the ID at Xbox program, which actually produced a really good game. That the space shooter game. Oh my god, I can't really I forgot the name of it right now. It's actually really quality though. You should check it out. But yeah, like I mean, I'm just saying that Sony. I don't. It's almost. I mean, hey, you know what? I can't hate their hustle because they really pulled. Like they just fooled people. That's really what it was. They just outsmarted people. Because I don't understand how you could have bought that system at launch with what we know of the games now that are going to be coming out for this year. Who knows what they're going to announce at E3? Just going off what we know now, what we knew at launch. I don't understand how people 7 million people went and bought PS4s because the system's about video games and they're not playing games on it. They're
No, they
watching
bought it
Netflix on it.
because it was cheaper. It was much cheaper than the Xbox One. That's it, really. Everyone wanted a next-gen console. Parents don't know what exclusives are, so they just bought the cheapest thing. They go, why should I get... If they're both the same and they're having the same games on it, why should I, like, you know, spend more money on the Xbox One when I can get my son a PS4?
I just have a question. Why is your hand talking to us?
I was
Yeah,
wondering that too.
Is it-
I didn't know,
You have some nasty ass hands, bro. That shit
I
crazy.
didn't know if that was just me. I was like, why is this man like gripping his camera? I don't know what's going on right now.
His
It's
hands are all
very.
crusty and ashy and shit. But
Nah, it's because my phone's on the yeah, I'm on the Xbox One. Put it that way.
alright.
Um,
But Charles Singletary just joined us. We're talking about the Order 1886 being delayed. But I guess some of you guys mentioned E3 and just like we don't know what Sony's gonna announce. But is it even possible for them to announce a huge title and have it be released this year? Like I doubt that.
no, it's not.
Um,
I'm just gonna come out and say it's not, unless it's the Guardian, and unless it's the Last Guardian. And they told me that the Last Guardian is coming out in
that's probably
November.
their only saving hope, right? Like for this.
But let's be honest. I've been waiting for the Last Guardian for like 7 or 8 years now. It's not coming this year. I know that it's not coming this year. If it does,
Charles
I'll buy it.
had that on. We wrote an article today saying how Sony can surprise us at E3, and Charles actually had that on his list that The Last Guardian will come out this fall. So,
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. If The Last Guardian comes out this fall, I'm there day one. I'm buying. Like I'm playing that game. So I'm hoping you guys are right on that. But
Basically,
I just don't see it.
The only way for it to be relevant if it's announced is if it has a fall release date. Because if they just show something and then don't have a release date to it, then it's just like anything before. Just hey, Last Guardian, we're still working on it after 7-8 years. Keep it moving. If it don't have a release date, it's got to come out in the fall for it to be relevant.
Yo, Michael A.
Yeah, man.
What about Final Fantasy versus 13, the exclusive title for PS3? Like, where's that?
Man, didn't you talk about that last time?
Wait, did that not?
Didn't we already go over this?
Yeah, no.
I mean, y'all ain't got no exclusives coming out in the fall either.
Yeah, we do.
The Xbox One and PS4 both, we all gonna be chilling.
Okay,
I forgot all about that game. I'll be honest. I forgot. Is that not
Final Fantasy 15 now?
Because it doesn't exist anymore. Because it's 15 now.
Yeah, so all them Sony fanboys that were fanning the flames for the fanboy war, saying, "Oh yeah, Final Fantasy is coming to Xbox, but we're getting Versus 13 as an exclusive." They can go kiss my ass because that shit ain't coming.
You know what?
Man,
he really felt a certain way about that. I don't think anybody that was big into that when it was announced even care anymore.
Swift did.
Yo, you clearly haven't done your homework, so I'm not even going to talk on it.
Exactly. Ain't no point.
Alright, so do you guys think there's any shot? I think The Last Guardian is definitely one of their last saving graces. Just to fill out the fall. I think that game's pretty big enough to do that.
I agree.
But I also think Uncharted. But is that possible? Do you think Uncharted?
I could swear they said Uncharted. It's like not even like you're gonna see something for the first time at E3. So I don't think you're gonna see Uncharted until late next year at the earliest.
I think we're not gonna see it until 2016. Personally.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's far enough along.
I think it'll be 2015 because
I think it'll be fall 2015. Yeah.
Yeah, Halo's coming out next year, so they need that.
But you gotta remember, like Sony actually doesn't really, as much as we've just been laughing, they don't really need any of these first-party games. The system's selling without them, honestly. So it's like, what's the point of rushing all these games out? You might as well take the time to make them quality. And honestly, if Sony's plan to stop Halo is Uncharted, that's not gonna work. So you might as well just put Uncharted in a holiday season when it doesn't have to go against Halo, because it'll lose flat out. So I mean, Uncharted is obviously it's a big game for them. So I mean, you put that in 2016 when I don't think Microsoft as of right now has anything big planned to come out the holiday season. That's all Sony right there. They win that by default.
Yeah.
So plus, I mean,
I can't even argue with that. So.
And I mean, if they have the Order coming out next year. It's like, well, you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't want your own exclusives competing with each other. So it's like a game like The Order that has as much hype as it does now in the Sony camp. That's a holiday season game. You release that in holiday season next year. So if you have that coming out next year,
I think that might be a spring game, man.
Yeah, they said early 2015.
Oh, they're saying early 2015 for that now?
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess they really want to have some games for that system then. I can't knock that. But I mean, I'd rather maybe it's because I understand game development, but I'd rather people just took the time to make a polished game. Even if you anchor the fans, like take as much time possible to do it. Because honestly, that's what hurt Watchdogs to me.
I was about to just ask you. So how much more time do you think Watchdogs needed to not be garbage from all the stuff that I'm hearing?
Well, I mean, there's a limit. I mean, I don't think Watch Dogs is garbage. I just think that it wasn't. I think people thought that that was going to be the second coming of Jesus, and like instead they got Moses, so they were a little disappointed. Right? That's basically what happened. But I mean, like I said, there is a limit to how much time a game should take to come out. Like Last Guardians exceeded that damn limit. Give me the game. All right. I bought a PS3 to play this game, and it never came out in that system. Do you know how angry I am about that? Like I mainly played Resistance 1, which was a great game. That's all I really cared about on the PS3 was that and The Last Guardian, and that game never came out. And here we are on the PS4, and we still don't have a date.
Yo, I
just-
forgot. Yo, Michael A, I forgot so much about Resistance. No, you just reminded me. That game was so trash.
What?
When did it become trash?
No, Resistance 1 was amazing. I didn't care for 2 because they kind of abandoned the principles of the first game. They lost the weapon wheel or whatnot. Like it wasn't. It lost the elements that made Resistance in 2.
Yeah, Resistance
And I
1
never
was
played
good.
3, so I can't comment on 3.
The rest was trash, and you just remind me about that game. Will they bring that to next gen, like a new trilogy or whatever? Because even though that game was trash, man,
They said that the
need
third
to do
one was the last
something.
one, but I mean, as we all know in gaming, you could say that was the last one of that arc, and they get to start it over again. It's not like Sony's in a loss for first-party RPs. They have tons of them. It's just about actually making them and having them come out. So, we'll see.
They need to bring that back. If Sony need any help right now, just bring that trash game back, call it an exclusive, hype it up like they do, and maybe just sell a few consoles in the process.
You all know yourself.
You really don't like Sony, huh?
No, that game was actually trash. The Resistance was actually trash.
It was not trash, but
It was trash.
You're gonna believe whatever you're gonna believe. You just be talking some nonsense, crap.
Sony, Ed, did you like Resistance?
Nah.
Come on. Man.
I wouldn't say I'm passionate. Like I wouldn't say it's trash passionately like him. But to me, Resistance was kind of just like a C-lister. Like it definitely did not belong in that AAA picture. Like, nah.
Wow. I don't know what to tell you about
It was like a character actor like starring in a movie. It's like what? Why?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying that it was like the system seller, but it was far from being a trash game.
I don't know. I consider the first Resistance the system seller. That was
The first one, yes. The first one,
Wait,
yes.
that's because it came out at launch.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like it came out around launch. It was, in my opinion, by far the best PS4 PS3 game at that time. Like bar none. Like it just didn't have any competition. And it was a game that I'm like, I guarantee you, if more, like I just didn't think Sony marketed that game well. Because I guarantee you, there's lots of people in the Xbox 360 camp when the 360 was out at that time that they'd seen Resistance 1, they would have wanted to play that game. It was right up their alley.
They probably would have, but they didn't want to pay $700 for a console.
Oh man.
That's real.
Yeah, that's
shit.
right. The PS3 did launch like 600, didn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
But speaking of delays and whatnot, I mean, I don't know if this is much of a delay because, to my knowledge, it was never like said 2014. But some bummer news either way. Quantum Break is now confirmed for 2015, and based on what I read on their press release or whatever, it's not really going to be shown at E3. They're waiting for Gamescom to do a whole like gameplay demo of that. So I mean, I've been personally looking to Quantum Break a lot as far as what games are announced for Xbox One. I love fucking Alan Wake, man. I love that fucking game.
Yeah, that game was super underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, that game was slept on actually.
Yeah, and Quantum Break, I just like the way they're kind of like talking about it with the whole, it's a TV show and it's a game, but I kind of want them to elaborate on that more. I'm not really sure what the fuck that means.
Every time I hear that, I get worried because you remember that game Defiance that came out with the television show Defiance? And
That tanked in like a matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah, neither the game or the show were really good. Like they were actually both subpar, if I'm going to be honest.
Yo, the show is amazing. Shut up.
Are you high? That show is absolute trash. Like that. I watched the entire first season waiting for it to get better,
good.
And it was
got
bad.
No, it got better.
It was so good that it got canceled, didn't it?
No,
it's coming back for season 2. They can't afford to cancel it. They've invested too much money in it, and they actually canceled other shows for that. Like that's why they canceled Alphas, which is funny because Alphas had more ratings and it was a higher quality show, but they invested in Defiance thinking, oh, this is gonna be the next thing because of the game. Tie-in.
It is the next thing.
And then no, it's not because the game is now free to play. No one bought the game because it was really bad.
DC Universe Online is free to play. What are you trying to say?
DC Universe Online is an MMO. All MMOs go free to play.
So was the
I'm not even saying DC Universe is amazing either. But like, what does DC Universe have to do with Defiance?
No, he wanted to make it PS4 versus Xbox. The conversation ain't had nothing to do with it.
No, because my way is
Defiance
telling
is multi-platform.
But it's an MMO. Like you're acting like it's bad, so I had to go free to play. DC Universe went free to play. So did Star Wars. The new
games.
Star Wars MMO
Look, games that start off bad go free to play if they can't sustain their subscriptions.
Yeah, but Star Wars
DC
wasn't bad.
Universe. Yes, Star Wars Endgame was bad. DC Universe was bad, and it went free to play to keep people playing because they invested so much in it.
But no one's gonna play for MMOs on the consoles like that.
Final Fantasy is doing quite well actually, and it's a really good game. So you go ahead and knock that right on out, bro.
Alright, but anyways, we're talking about Quantum Break here.
No, I don't really know. The reason I brought up Defiance is because of the fact that I'm hoping it's not like that with the television, the TV.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be actually airing on TV, but I don't know.
Yeah, Disney. I mean, it's gonna air on the Xbox, channel. I'm fine with that. I'm just hoping that it's quality. And I'm hoping both are quality. I don't want them to both suck like Defiance because I bought into the Defiance hype because of the concept and I was grossly disappointed. Like seriously, I'm still angry about that. I don't want that to happen again. And I'm excited for Quantum Break with what I've seen. Just not even just the graphics, the attention to detail, the animation, the concept of the and the way it's the time stopping is being implemented. Like even in just the short gameplay snippet that they showed at the end of that trailer, but technically it was a trailer for a gameplay trailer, which is kind of stupid when you think about it. But just that little bit at the end, or the fact that when I talked to people who watched it, they didn't realize that guy that was talking, they thought that was a real person. I'm like, no, that's a game character. Like they're using the in-game engine. That's not a real person. You just thought it was a real person because it just really well drawn and whatnot. So there's tons of potential. I hope it's good. We gotta wait till Gamescom. But I mean, that coming out in 2015, that didn't shock me. I didn't think it was a chance in hell that game was coming out this year.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Hey, Rich, I know you love Alan Wake and you really want to say something about Quantum Break, but based off Remedy's track record of, Alan Wake took like 4 years to make, will we actually see Quantum Break next year? What do you think?
I think that Quantum Break is probably not coming out till 2016. I mean, it can come out next year. It all depends. But once again, I'm gonna say I don't want them to rush the game because I like all the stuff that they're doing as a company. Every time they need to polish and make the game great, they need to take their time. But yeah, I'm not really sure it's coming out 2015. And I do believe the game will be good, but quite honestly, I want them to hurry up and finish this game so they can work on Alan Wake 2, because that's the game that everybody wants. They need to finish that story. So I hope they just get this done and over with, and then we can look forward to Alan Wake 2.
Anybody else? Quantum Break? Well, I then.
Yeah, I mean, it seems interesting, but I haven't really invested too much time into looking at it. But I think it's realistic that it'll come out next year.
All right.
Let me add one last thing. The game that Michael A. was talking about earlier, Super Time Force, They can take a lot of inspiration from that. And after playing that game, that got me excited for Quantum Break for sure, because I see how they're using time manipulation in that game. So yeah, I'm excited for it for sure. But we'll see if it comes out next year.
All right. Well, with those delays, there was also some leaks. There was a Battlefield leak. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
damn.
Hey, Hardline looks dope, man.
Alright, so Battlefield Hardline got leaked. They even leaked a trailer for it, which is like a 7-minute trailer going on about, what the game is offering. It has single player, it has multiplayer, and it's not your typical Battlefield, all-out war type thing. They're kind of doing a cops and robbers themed first-person shooter, which I never really cared for Battlefield. I just don't really like that whole all-out war, 64 people. It's just like, nah, not my thing. But this whole cops and robbers scenario is pretty cool. I mean, it
You
kind
don't
of
like
reminds me.
Battlefield because you soft. That's why.
All right. Well, anyways, it kind of reminds me of Payday 2, which I never really played Payday 2 because I think that game is like it doesn't look all that cool. But if anybody could do something good with that Payday 2 idea, it's probably Visceral with Battlefield. So I'm kind of looking forward to this Battlefield game, even though I don't care for that series at all.
I'm hoping with them having such like a smaller scale on their multiplayer, that they can actually fine tune it before the game comes out, and not run into the Battlefield 4 issues that they had.
Yes.
Where it was like a big beta test even after the release. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say that.
Like they got it. Go ahead.
Oh, am I the only one? Like, I mean, I'm a huge Battlefield fan. Like, I have been for a long time. So, like, when I saw this announcement, I'm like, okay, that's cool. When's it coming out? And then they're like, oh, it's coming out in 2014. I'm like, wait, what? Like, no. Battlefield 3 just came. Battlefield 4 just came out, and you haven't fixed that completely yet. People are still having issues with that. You're releasing another game already?
Let's hope that they just quit working on 4 and just started fine tuning the other one.
Yeah, like, that's almost to the point where I'm like, you know what? It might just be time to abandon ship because you guys either don't know how to fix this or don't care, and you're releasing another Battlefield game. And that's another thing. I'm hoping that they're not trying to do what Call of Duty and they release a Battlefield game like more regularly now. Because Battlefield usually has like at least a 3-year time gap between releases. They support it with DLC. I respected that model. I want them to keep that model. I don't want them to go to we're gonna come out with Battlefield games every other year or every. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that.
I mean, I could kill that whole argument. So when y'all ready, let me know.
Which argument? What about them coming out with one every year?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but before you kill that argument, I have a question. Wasn't the original plan to alternate between Battlefield and Battlefield Bad Company, or did they just
back in the day? Yeah, but then they decided to do what they scrapped the Battlefield Bad Company thing because a lot of Battlefield fans weren't buying it, like hardcore Battlefield fans. Because Bad Company is like it's basically Battlefield for like kindergartners, so they didn't want to buy that. So they figured, okay, let's do it where we alternate between Battlefield and Medal of Honor. And we saw how that happened. No one wanted to buy Medal of Honor, man. Like, no one wants to buy Medal of Honor. And I'm not even hating. Like, Medal of Honor wasn't a bad game. It's just when I was playing this, I'm like, this feels like this is the most generic shooter I've played in my life. It does nothing different from any other shooter. It's like you took every first-person shooting stereotype and made it into an actual game, and that's what Medal of Honor was. So they stopped making that because it wasn't really selling. And I guess now they realize, well, if we just keep calling it Battlefield, and we can just keep getting sales, so they're going to do it that way.
What you said earlier about they had to fix issues on the latest Battlefield or they don't care. Well, I read an article that said that the leaked trailer, that's 6 months old. That is actually 6 months old. So
I'm hoping that it is because it doesn't really look that great.
Yeah, and they said.
Apparently, it is a 6-month-old build, whatever they show on that.
Yeah, and they said at E3 the gamers will get the real deal. So what Michael A said is that maybe they just forgot about the issues or they didn't care about it and went straight on to the next game, which I think is like really pathetic from like towards that company, but because you'd think they'd want to fix the issues on the current game first before jumping straight onto the next game, which I think is a bit odd. But yeah, that's 6 months old, so they've been doing this for quite a while now, which is pretty annoying if you're a gamer on the latest game.
But mind you, this is like two different developers.
Yeah, I was going
to
to say
got
that.
Dice and Visceral.
Dice and Visceral.
And,
so, yeah.
and I know some of y'all giving them shit for like, oh, why are they doing a new game? I mean, they're kind of like, the only similarity they have is the name. I mean, this one's doing cops and robbers, and the other one's doing, all out fucking war. So
you're right. I forgot about the fact that Visceral's doing that one. Dice may still be working, or they may currently be working on Star Wars Battlefront at this point.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, that's the thing, though. Even with this, the fact that this is it's a different game mode, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm like, with all the DLC Battlefield has already, you don't think they could have added another DLC pack or just adds another game mode, that's Cops and Robbers game mode? They really couldn't have done that?
I mean, they also have that single player, so, like, at least they're trying.
Yeah. Because, like, if you take the single player out of that trailer, it looks like that was going to be a free-to-play game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's true.
You take that on there, and I'm like, bro, they was gonna put that on there free to play, kind of with the Counter-Strike model. But then, like, I saw the single player, and I was like, well, all right, cool. So this may actually be pretty decent. But hopefully, it's gonna be a lot more polished than Battlefield 4 turned out to be.
It's messed up. I haven't played Battlefield 4 in like 3 months, just because I got tired of the glitches. I'm like, I don't care anymore. I got tired of just like the rubber banding, people going around corners, but like they didn't go around the corner, so they still get shot. Invisible walls stopping bullets. I just got tired of it. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore until you fix this. And they still haven't fixed it, to my knowledge. So yeah.
With them announcing kind of this information leaking, I put in the article that Star Wars Battlefront can hit E3, but since we're getting this from EA, I doubt that that's going to happen.
They could show both. They could show like a
Don't they have like 6 games or something that they're announcing?
Yeah, they're announcing six reveals. At E3
altogether.
So what?
How many weren't like just a handful of them like unannounced games, which Hardline would be one of those?
Yeah, Hardline was one.
Mass Effect 4 will probably be one, since they never really announced the official title of the game.
Inquisition.
Oh yeah, the Dragon Age game. There you go.
Yeah, Dragon Age will be there. That's not going to be one of the reveals, because they already revealed that game. They talking about.
So they're talking about new reveals. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they'll show Battlefront.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it'll come out in 2015, but they'll show it. Like, yeah, we're working on it. This is the direction we're trying to go with it. Yeah.
I think it will come out in 2015 though, because like in its original form, it was 90% done as far as what I'd read before.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn.
So Dice picked it up and they've been polishing it ever since. So I think that one can actually drop in 2015.
Okay. Damn.
I used to like I played Battlefront 1 and 2 when I had an original Xbox. And I didn't know that game was like so beloved until I like started going on forums and game websites.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Like it's just so much fun. Like I thought it was amazing when it came out. Not enough of my friends played it, but yeah, I enjoyed it a whole lot.
I guess. What about Mirror's Edge? Y'all think we'll see that?
Yeah.
Probably. They have to at this point. If they don't want another. Remember what happened at last year's E3, where like feminists complained because there wasn't enough games with female leads. They didn't care that the games were good or not. They just wanted games with girls in them. So they have to at least have Mirror's Edge. You'll probably see Ubisoft show the new Beyond Good and Evil, and you'll see some new IPs with female leads in them. Just because gaming has become this quota-like atmosphere where now people are looking at your characters and what they look like versus the actual gameplay itself, which is kind of sad, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think we'll also see the new Mass Effect.
That's a guarantee.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think we'll see it, but it'll be like a trailer like Uncharted 4.
It'll be
like a map.
It'll be a
it's
trailer like
amazing.
one we saw last year with Mirror's Edge, like just a trailer, nothing
Yeah.
else.
Now,
Well,
I think
we won't see gameplay, but we'll see it announced. Like,
Yeah,
because
it'll be
they're
like a teaser,
teasing
basically.
it heavy on Twitter. Like, if you follow the producers and all that, they've been like tweeting pictures of them developing the game and everything. So
Yeah.
I
no,
think
I,
they're gonna
I think it'll be when after Dragon Age 3 comes out. I think that's when they'll announce it. I don't think they'll announce it before Dragon Age 3 drops, because when they announced Dragon Age 3, it was right after Mass Effect 3 dropped. So I think Mass Effect 4 will drop, will be announced straight after, like maybe a week after Dragon Age 3.
if they're gonna do it
I'll
after,
give you one
yeah,
better. VGX.
yeah,
That's when they'll show the trailer for Mass Effect 4.
Honestly,
Yeah, they'll,
I don't even care. After Mass Effect 3 and the fact that EA has I know you don't understand. I love that series, but with what I don't know how you go from a game that's supposed to be shooter and RPG to just flat out shooter. There's no RPG elements in the game anymore.
PS3 ruined it. PS3
I-
gamers.
Okay, I don't understand how that's the case at all.
They're
No.
to accommodate the PS3 gamers and what they liked. So
It's
they
not.
make it
It's not
trash.
PS3.
Wait.
It's
Yeah,
nothing
What?
to do
That
with
doesn't
console.
make any sense. PS3 gamers play RPGs though. Like, why would they
Yeah.
remove RPG
I was just
elements?
about to say, like the Sony gamers are more RPG players than first-person shooters.
Yeah, that's
If
exactly the
anything.
point. So to make them like the game more, you would think they'd introduce more RPG elements. They did the complete opposite of that to appeal
Yeah.
to people who play like Gears of War and the bro
Yeah.
culture and crap. And I'm like,
Well-
yeah, now they like the game, but now I don't, so I'm not buying it anymore.
All I'm saying, yeah, is that the best Mass Effect was on the original Xbox, published on Xbox, the first Xbox, the first Mass Effect game. That was the best, and I always said it. And you can't have that experience on the PlayStation 3. You have the new experience, the multi-platform experience, the shitter experience.
Well, actually, that game is now on PS3. So
I don't
No,
say
it's
they-
not. It's a
Yeah, they
shitty
did.
collection. It's
they-
a collection.
But it's the same game.
No, it's not the
plays
same. No, it's not the same. It comes on a collection. It ain't the same.
I don't understand what you mean. If the game itself
think it
plays,
matters.
yeah, I don't. That's not even the point. The point I'm making is like, honestly, I don't really look forward to Mass Effect 4. I just don't. I love the world. I love the cosmos, the characters, and I loved how Mass Effect 1 was. But they're never going to go back to that. Mass Effect 4 will just be a shooter.
No, I think no. I actually disagree. I think they're going to go back to a formula that balanced it better.
Oh, you
I
think
think
they're
they
going to
understand
actually? Oh,
Yeah, I think that they actually understand the mistakes they made on that game. I mean, how could you not realize how bad 3? Like 3 wasn't a horrible game. It just compared to 2 and 1, it was not. It was subpar.
because it was
Like-
EA and they made money off 3.
Yeah, they definitely made money off it, but I think that they're going to go back to an original formula.
I just want to add something real fast. I would say the EA is the one that caused these issues. This isn't BioWare. EA influenced the decision when they purchased BioWare. So,
And
not
gotta-
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Not PlayStation. This is EA's.
I don't think EA's to blame that much, because like if EA was to blame for this, then if I was EA, I'd be like, hey, BioWare, stop making Dragon Age, because that shit sucks.
But I'm just saying. I mean, look at all the RPGs that came out right as EA took over BioWare from them. They all made drastic changes to make the game more "quote unquote" accessible to a wider audience. That
Well,
means
Dragon
that-
Age 2 was trash anyway.
Dragon Age 2 is horrible. Like
It's
you're
horrible,
not,
yeah.
I mean, Dragon Age was horrible.
I like Dragon Age 1. Like, I
No,
don't-
Dragon Age 1 was dope.
Dragon Age 1 was a dope game.
Dragon Age 2 is trash.
Dragon Age 2, I can't defend that. That was just a bad game. Like, I played the demo for that, and I was like, yeah, I'm not buying this. This is horrible.
Well,
Yeah.
what,
This is absolutely horrible. You guys have, like, what is this? It wasn't even this. It didn't even, the combat wasn't the same. And this is like, that's why I agree with Rich. I think EA was just like, okay, we want this game to sell more, so let's make it, like, what sells more? Easier
No.
game.
wait, but when I went to Eurogamer, the people that made no, they were there at Eurogamer, and I spoke to the people that were there. Some guy that worked at the studios working on Dragon Age, and I told him that Dragon Age 2, no, this was before Dragon Age 2 came out, so they had the build there. And I said to him, Dragon Age was better than Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2 was trash compared to Mass Effect. Like, I really played this a lot. And he said that a lot of the people were saying the same thing what I said, that Dragon Age was a better game than Mass Effect, and that they expected Mass Effect to be the better game. So I think they're really going to try hard on Inquisition to, like, not disappoint us as they did in Mass Effect, because obviously if more people like Dragon Age more and are playing it more, then they cannot fail this game, because then there'll be then what will we think of Mass Effect 4? Come on now, we would think that it's trash.
Wait, I'm confused now. Are you saying that more people like Dragon Age than Mass Effect, or?
Yeah.
That's wrong.
I don't think that's true.
No,
he might be right actually.
No,
people did like Dragon Age.
I will say that Dragon Age has a much deeper story than Mass Effect, I think. But that's just me personally.
I'm not saying more people bought the game.
Okay.
I'm saying what he got told there by the people was that what I said, Dragon Age is a better game than Mass Effect, and we're playing it more. That's what I said to him. He said all the people there were telling him exactly the same thing. So we're not saying that maybe people played more Mass Effect, but the people that played both were saying to him Dragon Age was the better game. And this was before Dragon Age 2 came out.
Yeah, if they're comparing Dragon Age 1 to Mass Effect 2, yeah, I can see that argument. If you're saying Mass Effect 1, Dragon Age 1, you're high.
I think I don't know. I can't tell you which is better out of them two.
I mean, I like both games, so yeah, I could honestly. It's like you're arguing about two things that you like, really.
Yeah, so I couldn't tell you which is better. But yeah, Mass Effect, Dragon Age 1 better than Mass Effect 2 easily, and probably 3. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying.
If they announce 4, I mean, how am I kidding? I'm gonna sit here and say I don't want to play it. I'll fucking play that shit. Just same reason I played 3. I knew 3 was gonna suck. And I played it anyway, just because it's Mass Effect.
So bad.
What did you say, Gary?
Mass Effect Contact or whatever.
What, First Contact? See, that's what I think is going to happen. They're going to make Mass Effect 4 First Contact. Well, if you know the Mass Effect story, First Contact is when the humans first met the aliens, whatever. So I think that's what Mass Effect 4 is. It's going to be like a prequel, because that's what Fable's doing. Because after Fable 1, Fable 2 and 3 went the same road as Dragon Age and Mass Effect, sucking. And the new Fable that's coming out is going to be a prequel, and they're going back to like how Fable 1 was. So I can see Mass Effect 4 going back to what Mass Effect 1 was and doing like the First Contact war. So I can see that happening. But not further in the story after Commander Shepard. I can't see that.
I hope they continue. I'm tired of all these games going back to prequels. Like it's like I don't want to see this anymore. Continue a fucking storyline. Like we already know what happened back then. During the First Contact, they tell us, if you like, when you read all the stuff in the game, they tell you exactly what happened in the First Contact. They tell you what happened with the war against the Batarians. You find out what happened in the war against the Turians. Like we know all of that. I mean, would playing that be cool? Sure. But I'd like to see what happens. I want to see Mass Effect after the Shepard saga. I want to see how the universe continues to deal with how it continues to move on from what we find out about the Reapers in 3.
You want to see the God Baby and Shepard Reapers?
No, I don't want to see that. That's why I said move beyond the Shepard saga. I want Mass Effect 4 to happen, and Shepard is like a member. He's like a figure of history. You don't see him. He doesn't I don't want to see any of the characters. Maybe some of the robotics. That's about it. I don't want to see any of the organic characters from Mass Effect 1 through 3 and Mass Effect 4. I want a new character. I want to start over. Because don't even. Oh my god.
No, but the thing is, right? What is the point of games having all this backstory, all these characters, and all these types of media if you're not going to let us play it? Because I really want to. Most of all, before Gears of War Judgment came out, I wanted to play the Pendulum Wars. That's the next game I want to play. Gears of War, the Pendulum Wars, and they still haven't done that. That's the
different.
one game I want to play.
with Gears, they have to go back because first of all, 3's campaign's ending was fucking stupid. Let's put that out there. Second of all, that was the dumbest way to end a franchise. It's like you bring up all these stories and because 3's campaign was amazing until the ending. They brought up all these stories and you thought, okay, they're gonna finally answer it. And then he just stabs the chick, and that's the end of the game. I'm like, what? He's looking at the sunset on the beach? What? First of all, that's not even characteristic of Marcus Phoenix. And like, you haven't answered any questions. It's stupid. This is a very poorly thought out ending. Who wrote this? They should be fired. Like, I'm saying that now.
The story was
like,
pretty whack.
So for Gears, they have to go back. They can't go forward. Where do you go forward from Marcus sitting on the beach looking at the sunset? Where do you go forward from that? When he goes on vacation or he goes to marry Anya? Like, no, you can't go forward from that. You have to go back. But these other games, they've done a good enough job to build up a cosmos where it's like, okay, you can move forward. Like, BioWare's already hinted at us that Mass Effect is not just about Shepard. Shepard is just one piece of the entire cosmos. There are other people fighting at the same time as Shepard. There are people that are going to be fighting before and after Shepard. So it's like they don't have to go back. I mean, if they do go back, it could be cool. But I'm just tired of prequels. I want to see someone actually take a risk and try and write an unestablished story instead of just saying, oh, well, it's too risky to write a new story. Let's just write a story that's already been told and we know people like.
To be honest, yeah, I think games like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, with the stories behind it and like this, you know, when you read all the codexes and all the stories in there,
yeah,
they should really have 2 games a year or maybe 1 game a year, like Assassin's Creed. There's so much stories in that game that that all the work's been done for them. They just need to figure out the characters, design it, the engine. I reckon they should do like at least 1 game a year or 2 games a year because they've got the story there. And look how many friggin' blights there's been in Dragon Age. Then plus all the other stories and other wars that happen in Dragon Age. You can do so much. It should be a game a year, not 3 years for Dragon Age 3 to come out.
I disagree.
Overkill.
I disagree heavily on that one.
While I would like to see more games, yeah, I don't want to.
I'm just saying.
Did you see what happened to Assassin's Creed when they released that game every year?
It still sells well. It still sells amazing.
That doesn't mean it's great. Assassin's Creed these Assassin's Creed games are absolutely terrible. The story makes no sense. The game was supposed to be a trilogy. It was supposed to be 3 games in the beginning. How do you do that? And you can tell if you get to the end of the Brotherhood, the ending is just like, wait a minute. What do you mean? So like, there's this god that's a computer program talking to someone that's supposedly going to be looking back in the past at this exact moment, 2,000-3,000 years in the future. Like, what? This is stupid. This is a very bad ending because they wanted to find a way to stretch the story out. And now you have fucking let's make Assassin's Creed, where it's like a half Native American person. And, people like the boats parts. Let's make Assassin's Creed 4 all about boats. It's like, what? No, stop doing this.
But people still buy the game.
Yeah. I have a theory on Watchdogs. The delay wasn't to polish it. It was to take everything Assassin's Creed related out of it. That's what I think happened.
I can see that.
Some of that is true, but not all of it.
Yeah, just some of it they can't take everything out because, like, I guess like some of the deaths or whatever are very similar, and some of the sound effects and all that. But I think they probably had like a major bridge between Assassin's Creed and that. But my understanding, I haven't finished Black Flag, but apparently the story just went completely left field, and there's really no way to bridge those. And so, I don't know.
But you guys are talking about games being overkill. I bet you guys pick up NBA every year.
Wrong.
Okay, first of all, that's
FIFA.
You're comparing sports games. That's a completely different genre.
No.
Aren't plot-driven games. So you don't have to sit there and think of a cool story to write for NBA 2K or FIFA. I just want to play with an updated roster and new features. That's all you really need.
No. In terms of gaming, yeah, that's shit. Compared to
okay, so all right, so you don't have interest in sports. That's fine.
No.
If you don't have interest in it, that's cool. That's your opinion.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if we break it down, what FIFA and Madden, all that is, all it is the same people. Maybe someone's gone to a different team. Maybe an updated kit. so you just change the clothes that they're wearing,
And all
and
the,
you're paying
especially in
full
Madden,
price for it.
all the rookies.
Would you want them? You want them to do a Madden prequel?
No, what I'm saying,
you want Madden First Contact?
no, but what I'm saying is, you can't moan about a game that is completely different, got new mechanics, new stuff in it, and new story and new characters in it, to something that's got the same characters in it, and we pay full price for it every year. Like, put it this way, the last FIFA, like this is why they stopped doing a World Cup game. They just do it as an update now, because they realized it's pointless to do a World Cup game, because it's exactly the same as the FIFA you brought out the same year, except it's just World Cup teams, which is less teams. That's all it is.
Which is a good thing for gamers when you think about it, because now instead of having to buy 2 FIFAs,
Exactly.
you only have to buy 1 and get the DLC.
Exactly, and not this FIFA, but the FIFA last year. Gamers are saying all you could have done is updated the game, just done an update, because that's how similar it was to the last game and how the players moved about. No work moved about. So you can't moan about Assassin's Creed being overkill when
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can, because it is. It's a problem.
But sports games are overkill.
Listen, hold on, let me talk. To bounce off what you were saying, Mass Effect and Dragon Age, I think some of those stories should be DLC, not their own game. Like Mass Effect's First Contact, as people think is going to be, I think they should do a sequel, and First Contact should be DLC in the game. All right, just in like with FIFA, World Cup should have been DLC for FIFA, not its own game.
Yep.
And I think that would have made a lot more sense, because you can't drop, like, if you want your game to advance in like the gameplay mechanics, then you can't sit there and drop 1 or 2 every year. Because all you're gonna do, just like with the sports games, you're just gonna get new rosters. You're gonna have the same system with like a little bit more polish on it. But if you wait those 2 and 3 years, you're gonna get a much more advanced game. You're gonna actually get a Dragon Age follow-up as opposed to just a DLC into a major game.
Not to mention, you have to take into account story. There's no story in sports games. I keep trying to explain this to you. That's why do you think people were so angry that in Dragon Age 2 you're in one fucking town the whole game? Are you kidding me? If that's not lazy to you, I don't know. I can't define laziness to you. Then you don't leave the town. You're in one town the entire game. You don't see how that. Yeah, you don't see how that's a problem? It's like, yeah, like they didn't have the time to draw all these different worlds. They come up with these different stories and whatnot. They don't have to worry about that in Madden. There's only a set amount of stadiums that you can play in. You don't leave Earth to play football. So it's like you're playing in the same stadiums every fucking year with a large amount of the same fucking people. All you can really do is increase the graphics slightly, update rosters, and add features. That's it.
Yeah.
And Madden, and you know what? I can't believe I'm defending Madden on this. They've cut back on the features they added because when they went too far left with new features, people complained. People forget when they added the quarterback vision cone. Madden players hated that shit because it was hard as hell. So they stopped adding features like that to make the game like they were just drastically different. And lo and behold, they went back to selling as many games as they were before because it's a sports game. People aren't playing sports games and expecting the next sports game should just be like a masterpiece. Oh my God, this story's amazing. The writer is genius. It's Madden's game of the year. Like no one's buying sports games for that purpose. They're buying sports games because they love sports or they just love competition. That's it. Those are the only reason you buy sports games. No one buys Madden for a deep story. No one buys Madden for character development.
Yeah, but what I was just saying is we're paying full price for the same shit.
Alright, with that being said, there's just no arguing this. Don't try to win, Mike. But, I'm gonna have to step in on this one, cut that one. So I don't know how we got to Mass Effect and Madden.
Oh, we were talking about
based on Battlefield. Yeah. But all right, well, we talked a lot about Battlefield there. But anyways, one last leak that happened this week on Reddit. I guess some Reddit user posted up a picture of the next Mortal Kombat poster. And Ed Boon hasn't been that secretive by pretty much confirming it by having, updating the logo on his Twitter account. So it's pretty much confirmed to this point. There's a new Mortal Kombat in the works. It's supposed to be revealed next week, June 2nd. So let me ask some of you guys. Let me ask Gary, what do you expect from Mortal Kombat 10?
I mean, I don't really know what exactly I want from it. I just want it to be good because the last game was amazing, you know. So I just want them to bring us more of that, you know, more of that formula, but you know, next gen graphics and everything. The one thing they do need to improve is the servers, the game servers. They need to use like a different service or whatever for you know their online, because that was like the worst part of the game. You know, we couldn't connect to each other and all that stuff. So they definitely need to improve the servers so that we can have a quality online experience and everything. And yeah, besides that, just you know, just do what they did before, but you know, add tweaks here and there to make it better.
Yeah, I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I love this fucking series. But I'm not sure what I want from it because if anybody says, "Oh, I just want pretty much what they did the last time," you know, that's not really inspiring to them, I would assume. Because what they did with Mortal Kombat, let's just call it Mortal Kombat 9. What they did with Mortal Kombat 9, they pretty much took it to the basics. I mean,
Yeah.
every character in that game was a classic character. It's every character you would want in that game. You know, they made no new characters except for that one DLC, Scarlet. But you know, other than that, they didn't do anything necessarily new. But you know, maybe I hope they kind of do something new here. You know, like I think this is the time.
I think that they should go because they should go back to a 3D plane, not not so much like Tekken or Soul Calibur, but I can't remember what Mortal Kombat had it. But
Mortal
when they
Kombat
had 4, yeah, when they had the weapons and everything, they actually had a little bit of a 3D plane to work on. I
You
think
want
they
them to go back to that?
I want them to perfect it.
Oh.
And actually, because the 2D thing, like, consider this. Killer Instinct is cool, but this is going to be the first next-gen fighter that we see. So we're going to have to see some things move forward. We're going to have to see some changes as opposed to just a roster, like just more characters and a little bit of polish. I want to actually have some different gameplay for it and some extra modes. And I think that they're going to do well with the story because they've gotten a lot better with that now. But I actually want them to do the 3D plane. Maybe I'm alone in that.
I have a question. Now, do you guys think that this is going to straight up be Mortal Kombat 10, or is this going to be a crossover?
Nah, straight
It'll
up
be
Mortal Kombat 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you so sure that
Well, because like he was even trolling, saying, "Oh, how do people know this isn't Injustice 2?" But we know that it's not Injustice 2. They haven't. They announced that they're, or it was leaked, I suppose. I guess that they're currently in the works for trying to secure rights for more DC characters for a fighting game, but they haven't even started that fighting game yet. So you can assume that's going to be Injustice 2, or it could be Marvel versus or Mortal Kombat versus DC 2, whichever. They haven't even started that game yet. So I'm like, they won't have anything to show for that. They've been hinting at Mortal Kombat 10 for a while. Like Ed Boon is a troll on his Twitter. Like he
what if
posted,
it's a crossover that's not including DC?
well, I guess that's possible, but why would he call it Mortal Kombat 10? Like, why would they be hinting
Well,
at
that's
Mortal
not,
Kombat 10?
like, it's not actually confirmed that it's Mortal Kombat 10, right?
No, but I
Well,
mean,
he-
that's what they've been hinting at on his on the official Twitters from all the people at NetherRealm Studios.
Yeah, on that Twitter, too, kept talking about what does the X stand for.
Yeah,
Uh,
on his car, on the back of the car, you saw that.
Yeah.
The yeah, that's what I'm saying. I forgot the
I
model
think
car
X
was.
as in cross, like Mortal Kombat cross.
Nah.
Mortal Kombat, wait. Mortal Kombat Cross who, Gary? Go ahead, finish that.
Cross Street Fighter or something.
Nah.
Get oh my God! You would think? I think all fighting game companies have learned from Tekken Cross or Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That game was, and you know what? I feel sorry because I told people, I'm like, this game's going to suck. There's no way you can put Street Fighter and Tekken in the same game and it'd be good. and they didn't fucking listen to me, and they went and bought the game, and now no one's fucking
Is
playing.
that the worst crossover fighting game in your opinion?
There's no debate. It's between that and that first Mortal Kombat DC game. Those two games were both complete crap. Like
Thing
they were
is,
just bad games.
I heard that Street Fighter X Tekken was good. It's just that not a lot of people bought it.
I heard it was good, but people expected more Tekken-like gameplay, which is weird because it is Street Fighter by Tekken, and they're gonna do a Tekken by Street Fighter, which I wonder if that's even still in the works at this point.
Yeah.
The guy, what's his name, the Tekken producer, he keeps saying yes, they're working on it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe at E3 we'll see something. I doubt it, but
that thing gonna be sitting in the shelf with the last Guardian, bro.
man, no, don't. I'm so angry. Personally, I don't know. Mortal Kombat 10, I want them to make this next gen only. I know that's risky because you're gonna lose out on the money. I just want to see what they can do with a next gen only Mortal Kombat.
I agree.
I liked Mortal Kombat 9 a lot actually. The only flaw in that game to me was netcode. The netcode was just bad.
Yeah.
And the standard for online mobile fighting games has been raised. Like Killer Instinct Online is amazing, Virtua Fighters is amazing, Tekken's is amazing. So there's games that get it right. Even Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4's netcode is amazing. So it's like I don't.
Now I got a question: is there a possibility this could be Mortal Kombat, but not necessarily a fighting game? I mean, a lot of people love Shaolin monks.
Let's not stop, man.
No.
Don't bring up those damn Mortal Kombat Shaolin monks, Sub-Zero mysteries. No one bought those games. Those were really bad games. They've learned from that. They're not doing that again. There's no way they'd be dumb enough to make that again. Oh my God!
Somebody feels a certain way about that.
You're damn right. I feel a certain way. I bought the Sub-Zero game. That shit was ass, dude. What was the game you played as with Jax and you couldn't even open doors? Like you had to go find
special forces.
Like these games were so bad. Like they need to not ever try again. Like let
Shaolin monks. I will say this: Shaolin monks was not terrible. Like.
I mean, sure, compared to those other games, but I mean, was Shaolin Monks, is that a classic? You trying to go play that right now, Ed?
Nah, but you know.
There you go. That's my point. Like, stick to what you do. Like, I don't want to see that.
I hope they make Mortal Kombat like more fun. One of my favorite Mortal Kombat game was Deception, which was on Xbox and PS2.
That was a solid one, actually.
And I love that shit because it seemed like they were having fun making it. You know, they had that Mortal Kombat card, Mortal Kombat puzzle fighter in there, Mortal Kombat chess, and you know they had a lot of like fun, silly stuff. Where you know Mortal Kombat, the last one, they kind of did more serious tone. You know, took it back to basics. You know, try to remake that classic style Mortal Kombat feel. I think with this one, you know, like they should take more risks, you know, like maybe leave out fucking Scorpion or somebody.
No,
you want them to riot in the streets.
And mind you,
you want them to put on a Mortal Kombat game that no one's gonna fucking buy, I guess, huh? That's what
they've left out Scorpion in the game before.
Which one was that?
Didn't they leave him out in Mortal Kombat 2, if I'm correct?
Hell no, he was in 2. Are you kidding me?
They left somebody out. It was
It wasn't Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Yeah, that's like, okay, remember when Street Fighter 3 first came out and they didn't have Ken and Ryu and Chun-Li, and the game was amazing, but it didn't sell because it didn't have Ken, Ryu, and Chun-Li in it. So then they made Double Impact, and then they made Third Strike, where they finally added all those characters, and lo and behold, the game sold very well. You're essentially telling Mortal Kombat to do the same thing. Take out the characters that people love from your game and release it anyway. No one's going to buy Mortal Kombat 10 to play as Shinnok. No. Like, that's not why people are buying that game. No, they want to play with the ninjas. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, Smoke.
Okay, I was right, but I wasn't right. Scorpion was left out of Mortal Kombat 3. So, they've got some balls, man. I
forgot about 3. Are you sure he wasn't in 3?
Nope, he wasn't. I guess they kind of replaced him with Cyrax, which I don't know if that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they did the Cyrax sector thing in 3, and that's why no one likes Mortal Kombat 3.
But they love Ultimate.
Ultimate, yeah, but you know who was an Ultimate? Sub-Zero and Scorpion. That's why no one played 3. I bought 3 on the Super Nintendo. None of my friends was coming to my house to play that game.
I don't know. I just feel like they need to do something different. They can't, they already did
I understand what you're saying. I agree with that. They do need to, like, they don't. I mean, I don't want them to play it safe, like you said. They can afford to take risks now.
Like, I don't think they should remove characters, but they definitely need to add some new guys. Like they should trim the roster down to the people that are essential, like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but they need to create some new characters for this story.
Well, I have a quick question. Didn't some key characters die in the last game, in that story?
A lot of them did.
Some key characters? You're talking 2/3 of the cast got slaughtered. So, yeah, they're pretty much all... I mean, it depends on how you interpret the ending, because technically Raiden does correct it, and he stops Shao Kahn. But even then, I'm like, because he killed Liu Kang. So I'm like... Yeah, everyone's pretty much dead in that damn game.
Yeah, but Liu Kang actually died in Deadly Alliance.
But yeah, you played a zombie Liu Kang.
You played a zombie.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like,
hey, zombie. By the way, zombie Liu Kang had probably one of the best fucking fatalities in Inception.
Oh, I remember.
I forget what that was.
It's the one where he like gets his spirit into your body. And then he rips his head off, and it exposes zombie Liu Kang on whatever character's body that was.
You see, that's what I hate about these fighting games, like Street Fighter and Tekken, that have a tournament, right? And you play as your favorite character,
really?
and you don't know who actually wins. You don't actually know which story is canon. They never tell you. Like in Street Fighter, you never know.
Tekken actually tells you every time.
I'm gonna say most of these fighting games tell you explicitly who won the tournament via canon.
Thing doesn't. Street Fighter doesn't. You have to guess. Like Street Fighter 1, you know what happens. Street Fighter 2 and the rest, you don't really know what happens. Like who wins these fucking tournaments, and it freaking annoys me.
I'm sorry that you're frustrated with the story in a fighting game, but many people aren't concerned with that.
I think Kieran wants a Mortal Kombat prequel.
Nah, but the thing is, but you guys are
Earthrealm First Contact.
But you guys are forgetting that what made the last Mortal Kombat good was the storyline, and the features of it actually having a proper deep storyline and having really good cutscenes.
Bonus. What made it good is that the fighting formula
was good.
balanced.
I mean, I will give you that.
Was a bonus.
Did have the best story I think I've ever seen in a fighting game.
And it was
had a really good story, but I don't think that's why it was good though. I think it was just that the combat was amazing.
And it was a reboot of the series as well.
So, combat X-rays.
Yeah, and the X-ray attacks were ridiculous. Yeah, those were. Some of them were better than the fatalities actually.
Yeah, they gotta hone in on that and exploit the X-ray stuff for the next one.
Yeah,
they just need to hurry up and bring out Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 3, man. That's what they need to do.
Oh, on YouTube? Yeah, I agree. I actually enjoyed the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, fuck this game. Bring that.
No, don't do that. Yeah, that's not. See, that's just not. You want Mortal Kombat to fail, apparently. Like, I don't know. I just look. Oh, did you guys see that? Nintendo announced they're officially going to allow you to use GameCube controllers for Smash. Well, I know you guys don't care. I'm a Smash fan, so I think that's...
Yeah, I seen it.
I mean, I'm a Smash fan too, but it's like, why the fuck they make that Wii Pro controller then? Like,
see, that's what I don't understand that. They made that, and then on top of that, they're actually working with PDP to make controllers to use for fighting games, mainly Smash Brothers. So it's like, if I'm PDP, I'm pissed because you just announced this. We start manufacturing these controllers thinking we're going to sell tons of them. People are looking like, oh, these controllers look like they're quality. And then Nintendo just says, oh, but you can just buy this adapter from us and use all your GameCube controllers. No one's going to buy that crap then.
But no one bought the Wii U in the first place.
Well, actually, there's also a bigger concern beside the controller. The fact that Smash is going to be on 3DS before Wii U, and they still haven't said what's going to be coming to the Wii U version, what's specific. This is the same game. They got to elaborate on that further.
Well, see, they do have to tell us more because there's modes. Like they've announced so far that there's one mode on the 3DS that you can't play on the Wii U. I forgot the name of that mode. But they said there's going to be modes. There's going to be more modes on the Wii U that you can't play on the 3DS. But they haven't told us that yet. There's different levels that you fight on. There some stages are 3DS specific, some stages are Wii U specific. All the characters are the same, obviously, for balancing purposes. But it's like, yeah, I kind of want to see more. And then they announced there's going to be there's connectivity between the 3DS and Wii U version.
I was going to ask, is there crossplay?
They won't, yeah, but they won't elaborate. That's what everyone's asking. It's like, would you tell us can I use my 3DS as a damn controller finally, like you've been promising us for years? Like,
it should be like PlayStation All Stars was, where it was crossplay with the two consoles. Like online, you'd be playing against Vita players and vice versa.
See, I don't know if they're gonna do that though, just because of the fact that there's different. I mean, you could actually, because some of the stages will overlap. So yeah, you could do that, I guess. Yeah. That'd actually be pretty.
I don't trust Nintendo with anything to do with connecting the 3DS to the Wii.
I don't blame them though, because honestly, they were talking about using the 3DS as a controller on your Wii U, and I'm like, okay, bet, that's amazing. I have a 3DS. I haven't seen any patches or updates or any announcements about being able to do anything with that 3DS on my Wii U, except now I can connect my Nintendo account. But I mean, thank you. I could do that on my PlayStation 10 years ago. Like, what are you doing, Nintendo? I don't understand.
But didn't Nintendo do that before? Like, you can connect up your Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance to your GameCube. Didn't you be able to do that?
With the cord. You could do it with the cord.
Yeah.
But that was only for like Pokemon. You couldn't use it.
Yeah, for Pokemon, yeah.
But I'm talking about you could do that with Wind Waker as well?
With the little, what's that little tingle, whatever?
Yeah.
And it comes up on the TV. Yeah, you can do that. You can do it on with every Nintendo console. You can do that with like the handheld.
But I'm talking about using the 3DS as a way to interact with with the Wii U wirelessly. Use it as a controller, play games that are cross-platform, stuff like that. Nintendo isn't doing that yet, and I don't understand why not.
It might be an update.
Like that would. I mean, I already know that they're counting on Smash and Mario Kart, and made that at the boost sales, and they will. But like the biggest thing they could use to boost sales of the Wii U is the actual 3DS itself, because that system is like that's the #1 selling system right now. So if there was more connectivity, you could be certain people would be interested in that. But it's like they're just dropping the ball on it. I don't know what's going on. It's like they take one step forward and then it's like 10 steps back. Like, what's the point?
I think like you can never count on Nintendo though, because remember when 3DS came out and everybody was like, "What? This is not selling well," and DS, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know what the breaking point was, because I don't remember what happened. Was it the price cut that just made the 3DS start selling very well?
I would assume so, yeah.
Because it went from the system's dead to wow, best-selling system in the planet. Right
now. Pokemon shipped systems for it. I know that. So.
But I mean, Pokemon didn't come out till like last year, didn't it?
Yeah. And it shifted loads of consoles because of it. Like when Pokemon came out, the console increased, and I'm one of the people that actually went out and bought a 3DS just to play Pokemon.
They're just talking about like when Pokemon came out, it did move more, but before that, they had actually moved a whole bunch, and they were outselling the major consoles for a while.
Like before Pokemon came out, the 3DS was already flying off shelves. And I mean, I know there's. Oh, go ahead.
But what I noticed about, I'll just say fanboys, but I'm not calling them fanboys. People that like Nintendo or Nintendo fanboys, they actually support their franchises. Like they might not like the console, but they like the games. Like they'll go out and buy Zelda, so they'll buy a new console for Zelda. They'll buy a new console for Mario Kart. They'll buy a new console for Pokemon. Like I'm the Pokemon fan, so I'll buy a new console for Pokemon. I've noticed that with Nintendo gamers, and you can say all what you want about the Wii U's not selling and how it's bad, but once a big Zelda game drops on the Wii U or one of them franchises drops on the Wii U, they are pushing sales. And I've noticed that Nintendo, for some reason, they are like Apple fanboys. They will just buy and buy and buy new consoles just for one game, and I don't understand how it happens. I literally don't understand.
I mean, I guess it could be worse. You could have them be like other fanboys who just go online on NeoGAF and N4G and talk shit, but never actually buy games. I mean, would you rather they be like those fanboys? Because those fanboys, like, to me, if you're a fanboy but you at least put money in the industry, I respect that. Like you're contributing. For those people that are just on NeoGAF and all they do is talk about resolutions, they don't actually buy any games. They just sit there and they just talk shit and then they don't buy anything. Like I'm sorry to dig back in the past again. Killzone 2. They had all those fucking gifs online. This game
Yeah.
is going to be amazing. And then I remember shortly after that, Hip Hop Gamer posted a video like, what the hell's going on? I went to my midnight release and none of you people were there. Like, why isn't anyone
I
like
say that all the time. They hyped up Killzone 2 to have over 2 million pre-orders. They hyped it the shit up. Shit didn't even sell 2 million. Shit was like, it took like 2 months to get to 1 million. And I agree with you. That's what they do. That's what happened. I go on and on about Killzone 2 because I remember that. I remember Killzone 2, 2 million pre-orders. Day one, 2 million already sold. Two months later, it still didn't even hit 1 million. It like sold 1.5 after like a year. Like, so you're right. People do that. But these Nintendo people will buy their games day one and will buy a new console just to get their game. And I don't think gamers who buy the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 will do that. I don't
no,
think
they won't.
do that because they're not them type of gamers.
Because most people who play Xbox and PS4 only, they're not. I mean, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I don't really. They don't game for the right reasons for most of the time. Like most of them, they're gaming because of how nice the graphics look, or they're gaming because this game is cool, or they're gaming because they want to be the next MLG pro gamer, so they see this as a job. You're laughing. There are people who see playing video games as a job, so they buy consoles and games just to try and make money. Why do you think Call of Duty does so well? I'd say about 25% of those people think that they can make money playing Call of Duty on YouTube, so they just keep buying it.
The thing is, right, I don't know about in America, but in England, you have people, I've got loads of friends that only buy 3 games. FIFA, Call of Duty, GTA. They'll buy a console just for them 3 games. And I'm thinking, why the hell do you buy games for? Just for them 3? And that is a casual gamer.
I mean, you can't. I mean, there's different levels of gamers. There's casual gamers and there's hardcore. Like, it's pointless to sit there and try to get into the mind of the casual. But these companies need to realize that they have to market to them. It's just part of the business.
I mean, those casual gamers, the casual gamers you were just talking about, Ruthless, those are the ones that actually make money for game developers, though.
Exactly.
The hardcore gamer makes up less than 1% of the gaming market now, and the hardcore gamer is fickle. Those are the people that are on Twitch, on NeoGAF, talking about resolutions and saying, "I'm not getting this game anymore because it's 10 less resolutions than I thought it was going to be, so I'm not buying it." Well, why would you market games to those people? You're not making money off them. Make money off the people who are going to go actually buy the games. Well, even if they're only buying the FIFAs and the GTAs, like they're putting money forward.
But they're buying them regardless of those small things, and they know that. So sadly, that's the case.
I don't know. I just want to know what Nintendo's going to charge for that adapter because they have not released the price yet. I assume we're going to find out at E3. But if that shit's anything over $30, they can kick rocks.
$30, man, that thing better be like 15.
No, because see, it's an adapter. But okay, you know how with most converters, you can with most third-party converters, A, they don't work that well, and B, it's one converter per controller. This one is one converter, and you can fit 4 controllers in it.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
So that's why I'm like, yeah,
that might be like $30 then.
Yeah, $30 for that. That's fair. You know what I mean? But like, if they come on, they're like, this month is as much as like you got to buy this and you got to pay another $60. Like just like just play on Smash. Like, no, you can kick rocks. I'm good on that. I'll find another way. I'll go get a cheap third-party controller or something.
All right. With that being said, this is a long ass episode. But there's nothing off topic that we could discuss real quick, right? Nothing's happened since our recording of this.
Microsoft gonna add a screenshot feature in their next update. You know, like PlayStation Share.
Yeah. Are they really?
Yeah.
Wait, but you can already technically do that. Well, you have to use the OneDrive, I guess. People don't want to do that, so.
No, you can do videos, or is it videos now you can upload on Xbox One, but now you can actually take a screenshot. It's going to be in like the next update or in a few months update or something like that. It's coming.
I could swear I've seen people do. They've taken pictures mid-game, and then they uploaded it on OneDrive, and then they tweet it out or whatever.
Well, you can upload. There's an upload thing, but I don't know about screenshots. But there's news out that said it's coming, that they're gonna do it proper screenshots.
Is that really a big deal to people or no? I don't know.
Well, that's all Joe Killer seems to do on his PlayStation 4.
So basically, Xbox is a PS4 now.
Yeah,
they're just reacting, man. anything PlayStation get, they gotta get.
That's why I'm mad at Microsoft right now. It's like you came into this gen with a system that was going to be completely different from the PS4 and was going to be an actual innovative system. Because honestly, I look at the PS4 as the Xbox 360 with better graphics. That's basically what it is. So now you're just like the PS4, except you don't have as hard. Except your hardware isn't as strong. So technically, Sony's going to win out if you're trying to do this. You can't just do what they're doing. You have to do something different, do something better. Copying them and just no, it's just not going to work for you. That's why I'm like this picture sharing thing. I don't see people saying, "Oh, I can post pictures of me playing Titanfall." Yo, let me go get that Xbox One real quick. Who the fuck is saying that? Who's saying that? That's your strategy? Okay, yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Yo, have you guys heard about people selling their Kinects now? Because there's even programs where you can trade in your Kinect and everything.
I didn't know.
I didn't know about that.
Let me know where. I'll buy shit. Because that means I go buy the cheaper for Xbox One and go buy someone's Kinect and save some money.
See, they're gonna end up regretting that though, because I think a lot of the games that have been long in development for a while that are gonna be exclusive are gonna not require to connect, but take advantage of it and have some exclusive features for it. And
they don't care about that, man. They got Halo 5, man. They good. They don't care about nothing else.
He's not wrong. That's how a lot of us think.
Basically, they don't care what you develop. They got Halo 5, so whatever. My console is $399, and we got Halo 5. That's it.
The thing I hate about Kinect, right, is that certain games don't use it to its full potential. Like Tomb Raider has Kinect in it, and it's cool what Kinect does, but there's only a little bit of what Kinect does in Tomb Raider. Like you can use your voice to change weapons, which is really good. But they have some shit features as well. Like they have this bird's eye view, where we climb in and you move to one side and you can see it from a different angle. That's bullshit. But they need to come with real decent Kinect features in these multi-platform games. I think every Xbox One game should come with a Kinect feature, Kinect enabled.
Well, see, you're not going to see third-party companies really utilize the Kinect until Microsoft shows them. And you should have learned this from Nintendo. That's why a lot of third-party companies don't know how to use the gamepad. They have to wait till Nintendo shows them how to utilize it. They don't want to invest the time to focus on hardware that's specialized on one console, and especially now for the Xbox. Now that it's going to be divided, not even everyone with the Xbox One is going to have a Kinect now. So it's why would they want to invest time to try to innovate on that when they can just port it over without Kinect features and say it's a day? Personally, I don't like Microsoft doing what they did. They should have weathered the storm, and I know I can't believe I'm going to tell them this. If they were going to introduce a second SKU, lower the size of the hard drive. And
that's
just
what I
release
said.
that cheaper. Because now we already have support for external hard drives. So you could have came out with a 100 gig model for $450 or $400. Keeping the Kinect was kind of vital for them. And now they've ruined it. So now the Kinect's going to basically become what the Kinect on the 360 was, which is cool, but a lot of people aren't going to use it.
Kinect should stay.
Basically what happened is Microsoft turned into Burger King. Basically, you can have it your way. You know what I mean? That's what they did. That's basically what they did. Basically, we own Microsoft, not them now. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
And that's not a good thing, actually. When you let gamers don't know what they want, and they're very fickle. So when you let them decide the direction of your company, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's why Sony is going to be doing well now, because Sony doesn't care. They're doing what they're doing. So.
Well, we don't care. We got Halo 5. We don't care.
But you say that, but we got Halo 5. That is actually true because as long as Xbox has Halo, who gives a crap? Like,
you just made his point for him. You realize?
Thanks for justifying that, bro.
You just
and like he was quietly like, but we really do have Halo 5.
well, but let's be honest.
I
Halo 5,
mean, PlayStation 4 ain't really got nothing, so I mean, you can't really.
Oh
do
my
anything about
God,
that.
no! What do you mean they don't have anything? They have
my
games,
God.
dude. You don't think Gran Turismo's coming out? You don't think Uncharted's coming out?
Listen. Why you even
Gran
arguing
Turismo
with
is
this
still
dude?
viable, bro?
But hey, it's still
Why you
and
even
people still
arguing with
buying
this
it though.
dude? The dude don't
No
even
way.
have Xbox Live. He don't have PlayStation Plus. Why you even arguing with this dude?
I do have PlayStation Plus. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Check again.
Your brother has it.
No, I have PlayStation Plus.
I'm just saying, PlayStation, Sony has Sony's gonna have first-party IPs that are coming. Like, well, I'm not even sure why we're pretending that that's not the case. It's gonna happen. It's just when are they coming is the question.
Yeah, Sony
I think that. Oh, go ahead, Rich.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, yeah, Sony has a track record of they got a whole bunch of exclusives, so you can't say they ain't got nothing coming.
No, I'm not gonna tell you that all those exclusives are gonna be good.
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely, that for example, perfect example.
Let me tell you the game plan. Every time Sony drop an exclusive, we just gonna come with Halo 6, 7, 8.
Mind you though, Icon is the same person who counts indie games as exclusives for PlayStation 4. So
They count. I count them.
no, they don't
if
count.
if they're an indie game that you can only play on a PlayStation 4, fine, you can count that. I'm not gonna respect it, but you can count it. If it's an indie game that I can play on my phone or on my PC,
the level of these indie games is on a whole nother level now than it was back in the day, and I start to count those. Like
It's like if you
hurts my
count
feelings.
Don't Starve. If you count Don't Starve, don't fucking just talk to me. Don't
Starve. Are you actually counting Don't Starve? No, man, you can't.
These guys are, Mike. These guys are, and that's disgusting. That's fucking shit.
No, chill out. The best way to look at it is you can't. I mean, they're not AAA titles, but you can look at the collective of individual indie games that are exclusive and consider that kind of like the level of one AAA game.
That's like
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna be up there like Don't Starve. I got a Don't Starve shirt. And y'all can't play it. No, I'm not gonna be like that. But
Charles,
if you do that
at the end of the day, Charles, at the end of the day, how is he saying that now when 3 years ago every Xbox head was talking about Minecraft? What's the difference now?
But Minecraft isn't like an indie game exclusive to the Xbox. It started on PC, and it's on everything now.
But that's the same.
But console
exclusive with Warframe.
Different beast though.
That's the same thing with Warframe. You know what I'm saying?
Who's talking about Warframe? Like who? Actually, in the picture.
If when I get my PS4, I'll be playing Warframe. I like that game on PC, so I mean, I see that as.
I'm gonna be playing PlanetSide because PlanetSide.
But am I gonna buy a PS4 to play Warframe? No. That's a PC game. I can play it on PC now. It's got more features on the PC.
But on the flip side of that, there are some of us that don't have the PCs that can run these games, and I'm excited to get the PS4 so I can play PlanetSide and stuff like that. So
I hear you. I'm just talking. I'm not discounting people playing it on PS4. That's legit. Like I have no arguments about that. I'm saying that when you're counting those games as like PS4 exclusive, that's when I'm like, okay, you can't really do that. Because they're not.
I mean, Icon's the one who said that Xbox One had less exclusives than PS4 at launch. I don't know. I can't argue with the guy who believes that.
I'm not sure
when did I say that?
Lives in. He might live in a
region.
You
said that the last time you were here.
You said it last time.
Do not bullshit me.
Wait. He might live in a region where that's true.
No. Listen.
Oh, I'm out.
Listen.
I'm unplugging myself. I can't hear you.
I had PS4 and Xbox before anybody in this room. So you can't tell me about me saying anything about launch games or what. I bought everything day one, and I'm sitting here looking at both of them right now.
So
you can't tell me that Xbox has less exclusives at launch than PlayStation. That's dumb.
Tell me how
Why would I
Crimson
just say that?
Dragon is. Tell me how Crimson Dragon is.
I wouldn't know.
I'm trying to say. What
I
was
don't
the
Say-
point?
So he didn't.
Did Icon
So he didn't
stop
buy the
talking?
exclusive. He didn't buy Crimson Dragon, Ed. So you know.
Trash.
But why would he need to buy that? I mean, I'm not even
Exactly.
hating on Crimson Dragon, but I mean that's not a game that's going to appeal to everyone. It's a Panzer Dragoon kind of homage, and it's a game that was ported over from the 360, and you can visually see that it's a 360 game on the Xbox One. So
I
I
didn't listen
mean,
to anything Icon says, so
Yo, Ed, I got a
good.
question.
Go ahead.
So, you was talking about indie games not counting on PS4 and stuff, but wasn't you the one hyping X and A back in the day?
Oh,
Bitch! No, I wasn't. Shut the fuck up. First of all, that was Anthony Frazier. I never had nothing to do with X and A. I don't know anything about X and A. And by the way, if you guys are gonna be like little bitches, like Icon's gonna be like a little douche
Home.
about it, then hey, I can say Xbox had the most exclusives ever because they had that indie games thing. Like, oh, I made a game with zombies, so fuck y'all. But see, I don't because I don't count those games.
But X and A was
So-
good though. X and A pioneered
Oh,
the indie game
Icon
scene.
throwing the games off.
only got one thing to say. You talking about indies on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Xbox One got a long way to go with these indies, but Super Time
they
Force
do.
is a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that's
the fact that
I
game,
forgot about that one.
the
Yeah.
fact that game, it's a timed exclusive though, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I believe it is.
It's a timed exclusive. And
I
that
would-
actually hurts.
Well,
Honestly, that's the game I want everyone to play. I hope that is multi-platform. That's a quality game.
Yeah, like it's coming to the PS4. It's just a matter of when.
Okay.
The thing I will say, based on last gen, is that in terms of exclusives, I think Xbox had better exclusives, but Sony had
Wait,
better.
in last gen?
Yeah, but Sony had better exclusive franchises. If you get what I mean, like Xbox had great standalone games, but in terms of franchises for what do you call it, where they had more than one game, I think Sony had better exclusives.
What the flip are you talking about?
I have no idea because I'm looking at last gen's exclusives. Microsoft on the 360 basically won. I won't even say won. They succeeded because I mean technically all the consoles succeeded last gen. They succeeded based purely off third-party games. That's why they succeeded. They used timed DLC exclusives.
No,
and all of
yeah,
that
but
jazz.
I'm not talking about that. Yeah, I'm
No,
not talking
but
about
no,
time
I know you're not.
exclusives.
I'm using that to make a point. My point is when people think about PS3 and 360 and they think exclusives, I'm not even saying that I like all the PlayStation exclusives. I don't really like most of them. But if you're asking me which system would you get for first party exclusives, you have to say the PS3 or you're lying. It's that simple.
I don't know, man.
No, because
I don't know.
Name 7 Xbox 360 exclusives.
That are good?
That are good? Okay.
That was good.
Okay.
You got
All right.
Halo's gonna take a
Oh, wait,
No,
please, wait. Let's hear
I
this
ain't
out.
gonna say Halo.
Halo,
Okay, no.
2,
'Cause-
3, 4.
Okay, 1, Lost Odyssey. 2, Blue Dragon.
Get the fuck out of here with
3,
Blue Dragon. That game was
3,
horrible.
no, it was good. 3, Eternal Sonata, and that is 3 RPG.
That's not
right there.
exclusive, bruh.
It's not exclusive. That's timed exclusive. That came out on PS3.
No,
See,
Okay,
my
I
Yes,
hold
it
on,
was.
hold
This
on.
earlier.
Yes, it was an
Kieran-
exclusive.
No, it is
Kieran
not
is fucking it up.
exclusive.
Kieran is
it wa-
fucking his list
it-
up.
it
So
wasn't
let me.
exclusive.
If I can go buy a physical copy on my PS3,
It's not the
it is
same.
not
It's
exclusive.
not the same. It's a different game. You've got a different
No,
game.
it's not the
Oh
different.
my
It's not
God.
a different game. It's
It
the
is.
same game.
No, it isn't. It's a different game. It's got a slightly different story. The PS3.
What? It's the dude. No, are you making this up now? It's the
Yeah.
same.
It's
No,
the
it's not.
same game.
No, it's not. No,
bruh.
it's not. Look it
God.
up. Look it up. It's got a slightly different
No.
story, and you
No.
can play as different characters in the PS.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll give you that. Go on.
Alan Wake.
Okay, I'll give
I'm
you that.
and I'm just talking standalone games here.
Wait, hold on.
wait,
So you
and
saying,
wait, are
so you're
we-
saying, are you saying that the additional characters of Eternal Sonata for the PlayStation makes it like you take those away and it's exclusive for Xbox now?
No, but it's got
Like,
a
I'm not letting that slide.
Oh
like,
my
are you
God.
serious?
It's got a different. It's got a whole different. It's like it's the same story, but it's got a different.
It's the
got
same
slightly,
story, full
No,
stop.
It's the same story,
but
and
it's slightly different.
it's got
No,
some slight additions.
No, because
Yeah.
the resolution is different. That's why it's a
Nah,
different game.
it's slightly different.
Oh, I think he's talking about when you watch the credits. There's different people listed in the credits on the PS3 version,
Nah,
so
man.
that's why it's a different game.
It's
Look,
a different game.
All right, keep going with your list. You got what, 4 now?
I'm talking standalone games here, right? I'm not
Okay.
talking like when they've had more than one, right?
Yeah, I understand. Go on.
Alright, please let him finish so we can fucking wrap this shit up.
Yeah, finish. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead and finish, Ruthless.
He looking, he googling it right
He's
now.
Googling
Look,
it right
look,
now.
I can
You can't even get to 7, dude.
Look, I can get you 7, and we're talking about games that started as exclusives.
No,
we're
we're not talking about
are
games that started
exclusive.
as
Those
No,
are
it's-
exclusives that are exclusives.
That are
Standalone
exclusive
games.
still to this day.
to
Yes.
this day.
Okay,
Yes.
we got Halo Reach, which was pretty good. Halo Reach was pretty good.
I respect
Let's
Reach.
move on.
It really wasn't. but go
Fable
ahead.
2 was pretty decent.
You don't even sound like you believe that. Both of those.
Because because I know y'all gonna quick to hate on it, so I'm just
Because
trying to
Halo
be like,
Reach. Hey, look, man, I'm a RTS fan. Like that's
You know
all
he
I play
looking
on
at his
PC.
game
And Halo
collection, right?
Reach was whack. But
No,
go
you're not
ahead.
talking about Halo Reach wasn't RTS. You're talking about Halo Wars. That was RTS.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're talking about
Halo Wars. I'm tripping.
see, how can I argue
You
with
got
a
me.
guy who
You got
doesn't even know what the fuck I'm talking about?
Okay, I made one
Okay,
mistake.
wait.
I make
You
one
got-
mistake, and we got Ruthless over here like this whole time. And ain't
No,
nobody
no.
gonna tell
Ruthless
him.
speaks the truth.
No,
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 he
no,
don't
no,
speak.
okay,
He
no,
speaks
but
the
you-
fanboy truth.
No, but
He's
you
the
guys,
preach,
right?
preach.
about
But
Eternal
preach,
Sonata.
you guys, right?
You got
I've
two.
But what he just said, I have in front of me. But I'm not. But I wasn't talking about franchises. What I said was Xbox had better standalone exclusives.
I understood that.
Which
what I said.
we disagree
Halo.
with.
So does Halo Reach and Halo Wars count? Because I've got
We're
them
not
both.
making that point.
No,
that's,
actually,
that's
no,
the
they
guy
don't.
on your side.
You'd have to just say Halo technically, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. go on.
Okay, I'll say Halo Wars. Halo Wars is a great game. That was a good real-time strategy game.
No, it's not a good one. It was not a good RTS.
I will say this.
It was not a good RTS.
It's as good as an RTS is going to get on consoles. There's no
Right.
better RTS
But
on consoles, but that's not saying much.
And Tom Clancy's End War was better.
I don't even know if I can say that. Yeah, okay, go on, Ruthless. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say that. So how much did I say? I said 1, 2, 3. That's 4.
Yes.
And now, because I'm looking at the ones that I have,
Okay.
but I know there was more RPGs. See, they're
Not
the
a
only.
Total Sonata.
See,
What
see
RPG? What RPG you listed? You listed Eternal Sonata. You listed shitty ass Blue Dragon, and then you listed
Lost Odyssey
Lost Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey, I
I'll
can
help you.
definitely give you.
and
Infinite
Halo Wars.
Infinite Undiscovery. That's another one. But
Yeah, see,
I don't know. I don't know if that one was good. I didn't play that one.
It didn't do well.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if it did well, and I don't have that game.
Last Remnant was also bad.
Yeah, I weren't gonna say that either.
Someone else said it. Not you.
I asked you to name 7. You
Look,
can't
the
even
best-
get to 5.
No, but these are the ones that I have. So Ed, do you want to say any more? Because these are the ones that I have.
Yeah, I want to say this one fell under the radar. It's a classic game, and we're gonna end it on this note right after I say this fucking game. But Ninja Blade. Ninja Blade was an amazing
no, you're not sneaking that in. Get out of here.
Oh shit! Alright, man, this fucking podcast is long as hell. So joining us next week, that's gonna be our pre-E3 show because after that we're pretty much gonna be there, and we'll definitely do some co-op.
Which of your fellas are going out there?
It's gonna be Rich,
I know
Gary.
Ed's going to the Microsoft one. So who else is going?
It's gonna be Rich, Gary, me. Who else? Garrett and Venomous Fat Man, JJ.
He's gotta come up with a new name.
Yeah.
So I know this is the end of the podcast. I just got one quick thing I want to say. Y'all said y'all were given the simple task of listing 7 games, and could not come up with that list quicker. So
Thank
that,
you.
Nah, there is 7 games.
Thank you, Richard. I thought I was the only one that noticed that. They could not
No,
even.
they couldn't
Nah,
do it.
I can
so
actually,
the
I can
argument is dead
actually,
now.
I can
This-
actually pick out 7 names.
Rich, were you about to drop 7?
It's like whatever.
Say what?
Were you about to drop 7, Rich?
No. Oh hell no. Because that's a bad argument. Come on now. We
Nah,
already
It is a bad argument.
I could drop 7.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's not a bad argument. It's just I don't want to go through 7 and have to stop and explain every single one of them. So I'm gonna end it by naming the 7. Here we go: Fable 2, Halo Reach, BioShock, Mass Effect 1, Alan
No,
Wake.
Mass Effect 1 you can play on the PS3.
No, but yeah, like what? 3 years later, 4 years later?
But the fact remains,
And I'll also add,
Nah.
BioShock dropped on PC the exact same time, so you can't
Right? You
BioShock.
can't count BioShock.
Come on.
Like, Xbox fans don't even know what the word exclusive means anymore.
That's
Like, I don't
Total forgot was
Yeah.
exclusive.
So we're gonna say that
It was
Titanfall is not an
exclusive.
exclusive now?
No, what?
No,
about
Titanfall can count as an exclusive.
Titanfall isn't exclusive.
Why?
What
I
about
can-
Gears?
No, I count Titanfall as exclusive because you can't
Why?
play that on PlayStation.
It is
or anything.
console.
It's console exclusive.
But
Yeah.
I don't have an Xbox One and I can play Titanfall, so it's not.
On your PC, a PC is not a console. A PC is that's a different platform.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
talking
so
about
you can
consoles
play
right now.
console.
Okay, so BioShock 1 was a console exclusive at
No.
No, it wasn't. It's on
It
the
wasn't.
PS3.
Oh
The
my
thing
a
is, right,
year later, bro.
Thing is-
Yes, you're talking time exclusive. Times exclusives don't count.
It
I
was
already
not a timed exclusive at the time that it came out.
Okay,
truth.
you just said that you could play the game a year later, and now you're saying it's not a timed exclusive.
Yeah,
No,
but
it
you
wasn't.
said
It wasn't.
what you said. You made it seem like it was a timed exclusive from the get-go. Like
But it
people
wasn't.
knew that BioShock would eventually.
Oh
come
no,
out.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, because I remember the BioShock game had the only on Xbox sticker on it, and then it came out on the PS3. So
The
it's timed.
fact is, talk about games that you can play on your console that I cannot play on mine.
That's
Oh,
what
Oh
I'm
well,
saying.
see
No,
now
yeah.
you're adding another stipulation.
No, that's the stipulation from Jump Street.
You're
That was-
pushing the goal line.
No, how
you're
did you
pushing
not
the goal
assume
line.
that that was the case?
Did I not say that in the very beginning? That's exactly what I said when I told him to list 7.
Well, you
Yo,
cannot
why
play
did this whole
my
argument
version
start?
of
This
a
whole
Colonel
argument
Sonata.
started because Sony has exclusives, so you guys were trying to figure out.
Look, check this out. Check this
You
out.
can't play
Last
those
gen,
exclusives anywhere else.
Yes,
we're gonna
that's
end.
what
All right, we're really gonna end this on this note right here.
He's gonna say something stupid. Oh my god.
Last gen, the biggest new IP that started on both consoles was Gears of War. Done. I'm out. Peace.
No.
Yes, it was.
In terms of sales, yeah, he's right.
Wait, in terms of exclusive, you mean?
I mean, he's talking about a new IP that's exclusive that started last gen.
Which new IP made the
Nothing
biggest
came out,
impact?
yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
thank you.
with Gears in terms of sales.
All right. Well, yeah, you can say that.
And we're done, and we're out. That's episode 77.
But that doesn't prove the point that I asked
Michael
originally.
A., thanks for joining us.
Oh my god.
Preach, brother. Preach.
Thanks for joining us, Michael A. Glad to have you, Charles. Glad to have Icon, Kieran. Preach, brother.
Preach.
And we'll join y'all next week. Y'all can join us for another pre-E3 show. It's going down, man. E3. We're a week away. Peace.
You and